The Sam Roberts Show.
O-Dog in Houston. What's up, O-Dog?
Man, I wonder if you guys have had any chance to weigh in on the one gorilla versus 100 men. It's 100 guys, no weapons, no tools. Can they take down a gorilla?
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that conversation happening. And at first I thought it was dumb, and then I really started thinking about it. You know, and I definitely have figured out. Where do you stand on it, O-Dog?
I think the first 5 or 10 are going to get popped like pimples.
Right.
And the 90 or so are going to have lifelong PTSD and nightmares.
See, okay, but do you think the 90 or so, how would they escape? Would they be able to take down the gorilla?
I think they're going to run for their lives.
Okay.
After they see the 10 get killed.
See, that is kind of where I landed too. Like, I think that if you got 100 men, like, there's no way they're all going to be courageous. It's just not going to happen. I feel like...
But they're there to fight.
They are all there to...
they know what they signed up for.
But they also know there's 100 of them. So at least some of them signed up thinking, like, I'll pop in at, like, 80, 85, something like that. I really think that the gorilla would take a little bit of damage because there'd be attacks from behind, but not a lot. Because, hey, bro, like...
No weapons, right?
No weapons. One time, there was this... television chimpanzee that came into the radio studio, Mikey the chimp, and I took and this is a little chimp, this is a cute little chimp, and I took a picture with him, right? And I put my arm around him because the trainer said that I could, and bro, when I touched that chimpanzee, like the amount of solid strength that you felt on his arm, and this thing was like 3 foot nothing. This was just like a little like fun TV prop. And I go, if this chimp wanted, there's maybe, say, 10, 15 people in the studio right now, he could take out everybody in here easy. I am with you. I think that the gorilla rips out somebody's jugular, rips off somebody's genitals, because they do that. Oh, yeah. You know, I mean, the first time you see that guy, because the gorilla would bite somebody's genitals off, and you just watch somebody bleed out from the genitals, and there's no way. I think that people think that it would be 100 guys all jumping on this gorilla at the same time. But the reality is that the gorilla would take out 5, 10, even 15 people. And the rest of them, if the gorilla got through 50 people, let's say, the other 50 would be so terrified that there's no way they wouldn't be able to fight and the gorilla would then smell their fear and become so much more empowered that he'd be able to take them all out. I mean, I truly believe the reason that human beings are at the top of the food chain, the greatest species to ever exist, is because we figured out how to get away from all that junk. We figured out how to build houses. We figured out how to build cars and planes. We figured out tools and how to use our thumbs. Like, the only reason that we are as great as we are is because we can avoid all of these species that when it breaks down physically, I mean, we wouldn't exist. So there's no doubt in my mind that the gorilla takes out all 100 people because we have emotions. These gorillas are machines. We have these emotions that would stop us. I think it'd be a fight for...
Most of us have never seen a close person pass away in front of us. Gorillas have seen their whole family die multiple times.
They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They're built for it. They live outside with other species that want to take them out, and they're not going to let it happen. I mean, and it's not even just pass away. It's a violent, brutal, inhumane death. And you'd not only realize you're witnessing this violent, brutal, inhumane death, but you would look at this gorilla in the eyes, right? And you would see that this gorilla has no reasoning ability. There's no rationale. You forget that as a human being, there's something ingrained in us where we think that at the very last minute, that's why people beg for their lives at the last minute. You think this is another person, I'm going to be able to talk about this. You would know. The gorilla's eyes look like your eyes. There's human features that feel the same. He's walking on his hind legs. He's got these hands like it looks like of a human, but the gorilla's looking at you like, bro, we don't even speak the same language. There's no reasoning with me. I'm taking all of you out because that's the assignment.
Their hands are massive.
Oh.
Have you ever seen a hand of a gorilla next to a human hand?
I mean, they
It looks
literally
cartoonish.
they have sledgehammers hanging off their bodies. Sledgehammers.
Is prize money included? Because that might make people, change their motives.
Okay, yeah. Look, yes. It's Squid Games.
Okay.
There's $1 million in a glass piggy bank hanging over the gorilla. You can see the cash. And that's what's motivating these people.
Gorilla doesn't have any use for $1 million.
Gorilla doesn't even know that's there.
No.
But that's the point of a gorilla. The gorilla is just like, oh, you just want me to be a gorilla here? No problem. I'll fuck everyone up. I mean, especially...
Gorilla is 100% gorilla.
Imagine if it's a male gorilla, he starts having sex with somebody.
You know that would happen.
You know it would happen. You know it would happen. And everybody else is going to be like, oh my God, I figured out there's something worse than getting killed by a gorilla. This gorilla's having sex with people. Like, I gotta get out of here. And then they look up at the piggy bank and they go, I really want that $1 million in cash. And they start running towards that gorilla. The gorilla sees them, just swipes them. Gone. It would
Now, okay, so that's another question. Gorilla, because I'm watching these AI videos and everything, like showing like how it would work.
I love that. And that's the human comfort too. We'll create it with AI, and I'm sure this is exactly how it would go because gorillas are predictable, and AI can figure them out.
But
Thank you, O-Dog, by the way.
So a gorilla swipes you, okay?
Uh-huh.
You're not dead.
I mean, you might be. If he swipes you right in the head,
It'll rip your face off.
that's blunt force trauma. If he does it with his hand, he'll rip your face off.
They've done it.
He'll punch you in the throat. He'll kill you. For sure.
I mean, I'm not too worried because I kind of feel like I'm the one he's going to have sex with.
Well, yeah. Well, he would take you like King Kong took that girl and climbed to the top of the Empire State Building. He'd fall in love with you. You'd be fine, Travis. You'd be good to go.
Well,
You and the gorilla would share the $1 million together and have a wonderful life. Look at him. I mean,
I'm looking at him swipe these people. Like, they're not going to die. Like, they're going to be very injured.
Okay, but look, are they going to get up?
They could. They could still get up.
Bro, if they get up, they're going back down permanently.
And
by the way, if a gorilla balls up his fist, right?
Yeah.
And goes from the top and slams you on the top of the head, you're dead. That's a broken neck. That's blunt force trauma.
Do they ball up their fists?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. They know how to punch. Yeah, bro. I mean...
This is like the Bride versus the Crazy 88s.
That's exactly what it is, and you didn't have a chance with none of those 88.
No.
They thought there's 88 of us. We'll be fine.
That one guy got to run home to his mother.
That's right. Remember when Lucy Liu thought she'd be good and we saw her brains?
Yeah.
See?
She got fucked up.
See? So you're kind of the thinking that the 100 men have a chance.
I think they have a chance. I don't think it's like as crazy a one-sided victory as I see some people talking about.
I think the only way they have a chance is they all jump on him at
Yeah.
once.
Like, you can't just stand around and wait.
Start clobbering him. But I don't.
It's 100 versus 1, not 1v1 100 times.
Right.
Okay, so listen. And Hot Dog says you have to consider by the way, Hot Dog has been waiting for this segment like he was waiting for the gooning segment. Because he's been thinking about this a lot. He said, he texted me, you have to consider this a fight to the death.
Right. I agree
Meaning
with
the
that.
motivation is
Yes.
there. Right. So they have to fight and can't run away.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, that's fine. 20 on each leg and arm. 20 trying to blind the gorilla by attacking its eyes. Okay, so that's a start. However,
You got to get to him first.
Yeah.
not only do you have to get to him, you have to organize 100 people. It's
You only have to organize 20. You break off into teams.
40.
20 on each arm, 20 on each leg.
That's 20 on each arm. 20, and then 20 on the eyes.
Yeah. So you're really only groups of
First,
20.
now you got to figure out how to group into 20. I don't want to be in that group. I don't want to be in that group. Then you have to figure out who's the leader that's breaking people into 20s. Then in each group, who's the leader of this 20?
It's a fight to the death. People will get in those groups.
They won't because they'll panic.
I saw Squid Game. Remember when they all had to run into a room?
Yeah, and some of those were real fuckers.
Yeah, but
Some of those guys were real fucking assholes. I saw the Squid Game. They ran into the room. Remember that guy shoving people out the room?
yeah.
That's because some of them were meant to die.
But not every one of these 100 needs to be like the killer. You just need some of these people just need to be almost like crowd control.
And
you know?
ultimately, even if we end up with a dead gorilla and 35 alive humans, the humans win.
Yeah, you still fucked them up.
Yet you don't need, it's not to say 100 survive.
No.
There will be expendables.
Yes.
You would have to heavily organize and figure out like your front line of defense.
Yeah, and I don't think that part of.
And by the way, you might be front line,
I'm sure I would be.
which sucks.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Tell my daughter I love her.
Yeah. You guys have my back, right? Oh yeah, we do.
yeah,
Oh sure we do. Sure we do.
Yeah, we're right behind you.
Your name is Canada?
I do like that somebody is looking at this AI interpretation of 100 versus one gorilla, asking where's the stamina bar. Rob in New Jersey.
Jammy Brand Muffins, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's physically impossible for 100 ninjas to get on a gorilla at once. So, a gorilla's what, 3 feet wide at his shoulders? Like how many people can surround? You got 3 foot on the back, you got 3 foot on the front, you got what, 10 inches, 12 inches on the sides? That's what, at most 6 people. A gorilla can take 6 people. That's like 2 swings of his arms, and they're down. And then you get the next 6. I mean, you can't get enough momentum or enough guys on him. Like, you can't grab his leg and hold him down. Like, he's going to laugh at that.
I think that's right. Rob. I think that also people like Travis and Hot Dog that are creating this picture of like, well, we get organized like an army and use the numbers, are not taking into account humanity, the human condition, the idea that like,
I'm just spitballing ideas.
I get it. It's not criticism. I just, it's just an example. But like, human beings are not built for this. There's too much emotion in us.
Yeah, but you take the emotion out.
You can't. You can't. No,
There's people that are robotic.
not 100 that are fighting a gorilla.
You think the army is just a bunch of emotional people?
I guarantee you there's some emos in the army. Remember that dude with the jelly donut?
Yeah, I remember him.
And he was big.
Yeah, jelly donut.
But most of them
He
are
didn't
like-
make it.
No.
You know that they're robotic people. I mean,
You talking about Mike?
Yeah.
Is that what you're basing that on?
I don't want to say that out loud.
Go ahead.
No.
Okay.
He doesn't want to say it out. He said that.
Go ahead and do it. You're like, I'm not doing it. No, I don't think. I think.
But that's also assuming that we could choose the 100 men.
Oh, meaning is it 100 randos,
Yeah.
like the Purge?
Like the Purge.
Right. Or do you get a letter in the mail going, you're one of the 100?
You've been selected.
Oh, so this is more like...
This isn't like the 100 strongest, greatest men.
No, which would be great if it was. And even so, I mean, bro, Mark Henry standing next to a gorilla, we'd have a shot. If we had Mark Henry, Brock Lesnar,
Yep. Matt Eisman.
Matt Eisman would be a good one. Matt Eisman, because Matt Eisman has that fake friendly strength.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of aggression
And he'll just
built up.
murder you.
Yeah, he would. He's ready to murder someone. He's been itching for it for a long time.
Yeah.
He's plastered that Today Show smile on his face for too long. Yeah.
Like, you could come up with 100 men who could take on the gorilla. But is that what we're doing? Or is it 100 randos?
Or is it just like, not Squid Games, what's the other games? Hunger Games.
Hunger Games, exactly.
Where it's like, yeah, what do they say? May the...
Nominated for tribute. Yeah.
Right.
May the odds forever be in your favor.
May the odds forever be in your favor. And the gorilla's like, they ain't. They ain't.
What do you got, buddy?
Andrew in Florida?
Yeah, hey, how's it going, fellas?
Good.
I just want to know, in all these arguments I've heard, on Twitter or whatever, nobody's ever really considered the gorilla's fatigue. I mean, even if he does get through 50 people with relative ease, I mean, that gorilla's going to get winded. He's going to get gassed, too.
I get you. So maybe the idea is that you send 50 in, and maybe your 50 strongest that do have a shot.
Okay.
To try to keep
It's
the
an
fight,
endurance game.
yes, to try to keep the fight going as long as possible. And then the second the gorilla starts to show signs of fatigue, the second that gorilla is blown up, sucking wind, doing all that, that's when the other 50 pounce and take him out.
You got it, buddy. You guys take it easy.
Oh, thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, but I've also played Donkey Kong before, and if you just keep eating bananas, you have infinite stamina.
Donkey Kong is good, but Mortal Kombat is the best video game ever. Donkey Kong kind of sucks.
Mortal Kombat, you suck.
Honestly, the fatigue strategy is one of the best that I've heard, although I feel like animals who are under attack, they get that crazy strength. You know what I mean? The adrenaline kicks in. And the last thing you want to do is pounce on a tired gorilla. The gorilla realizes he's being pounced on and then just comes alive. You know? Like when Will Ferrell wakes up from his the dart that gets shot in his neck in Old School. You don't want that. I think that the what we really have to consider is it's unrealistic for there to be 100 emotionless men.
Okay.
Humans have emotions baked in, and we would get scared.
The communications director of Zoo Miami
Good.
says that 100 men in their 20s, and that's important too, because you've got to be in the right
Physical peak.
right.
And it ain't any of us in this room.
No,
I'd be the strategist. I'd watch from a glass room far away.
I would just take my pants off.
Oh.
I'm just getting ready.
Oh, right, because you're gonna make the. What if we make the gorilla? Excuse me, guys. What if we make the gorilla fall in love? Okay, Travis, if you want to try.
He believes that 100 men in their 20s in excellent physical condition could ultimately defeat a gorilla if they are committed and go in united, and that's the important thing.
And you know what?
But he says they would have to expect severe collateral damage,
Right.
that could easily include death from broken necks, severe arterial bite wounds,
Right, they're biting up the arteries, so you're bleeding out.
massive concussions leading to fatal brain bleeds,
Lots of CTE.
and asphyxiation from other men piling on top of them.
Oh, can you imagine you survive a fight with a gorilla, but you die because you got suffocated because all the bodies the gorilla threw on you? Oh, that's like Alanis Morissette would have to do a second ironic song.
If they're willing to accept this,
It's
he
like
says,
beating a gorilla in a fight, but then choking to death on fellow men.
if they are willing to accept this, he says, the group should be able to overtake the gorilla and inflict enough blunt force trauma combined with severe twisting of the head and neck while simultaneously inflicting severe abdominal punches.
Boom, 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 boom. Kidney shots.
Yeah. That the gorilla would eventually succumb to either a broken neck, internal organ damage, or asphyxiation.
Man, and maybe I don't have enough faith in my fellow man, but I find it very difficult to believe. Maybe I watch too much of the news programs. Maybe I watch too much Crossfire. But I find it too difficult to believe that we could get all 100 men on the same page.
I mean, it's just 100 men.
Bro, we can't. There's 3 of us in here. We can't get on the same page.
Yeah, but we're idiots.
2 of you are.
And to Hot Dog's credit, this guy, unless Hot Dog stole it from this article.
He did.
This would only be possible, he theorizes, by moving as a team, working together to envelope the gorilla and create a human straitjacket. So that's kind of what Hot Dog's saying by 20 here, 20 there, 20 there.
It says you also have to imagine what kind of men these are. I'm thinking it would have to be like 100 UFC heavyweights.
Is that what Hot Dog's saying?
Yeah, that's what Hot Dog said. Which again, because you would get competition fighters.
Yeah.
But there's that level of competition in them that maybe they wouldn't all want. Fighting is a singular sport, not a team sport.
That's also true.
Right?
Yes. That's absolutely right.
People going out there hunting, trying to get the glory are going to make a mistake. All right. Zach in Tampa.
We'll figure this out.
We're going to get to the bottom of it. By the way, yeah, just so you know, this conversation is not ending with, I guess it could go either way. This conversation is ending with the definitive answer, so don't turn away.
Yeah, I first off, I don't know if you guys remember in the 90s, there was a documentary that came out about a gentleman that when he was a kid, his parents were on some type of boat that crash landed in the desert or the jungle, and he actually he had to live with like gorillas and stuff, and he became like part of the pack. I don't know. Did anybody see that?
I didn't see that, but it sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was full 130 minutes. You could watch it. But anyway, long story short, he gets adopted by one of the mothers who actually lost its child in the forest, and he has to fight because the father that monkey wants nothing to do with him, but he ends up actually becoming the leader. He ends up fighting a silverback. This documentary was insane. Phil Collins, they got to do the music for it.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Zach. Well, and that's a good point, Zach. That if we can find 100 men that were all raised by gorillas, then they may have more of a fighting chance.
They all look like Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Chimp Crazy? Did you guys watch that one?
I watched. That's the one you loved. That one where she was giving Happy Meals to her.
That's what I was saying. Like, yeah.
That's true. If it was a gorilla raised by humans on Happy
That's
Meals,
different. That's so
we'll
different.
kick the shit out of that
Or,
gorilla.
smart, bring a Happy Meal with you.
Yeah,
They
but
love
a
them?
gorilla in
Do
the
they
wild.
but do they love them?
Love them.
Okay, that's really smart, actually. And maybe you bring one of the adult Happy Meals so it's larger portions.
Not a bad idea.
A wild
Really-
gorilla's not going to care about that.
Well, once he gets a taste, he will.
So then you'd have to bring multiple Happy Meals.
Oh yeah, you throw those Happy Meals like they were live grenades.
Now you're out of pocket
Yeah,
for a good amount of Happy Meals.
Yeah,
you gotta
what-
win that million.
that's right. That's right. And you don't start throwing Happy Meals until most of the people are dead, so you can get a big share of the winner's purse.
Good idea.
Sean in Philly.
Sammy Dicklicker. How are you?
I was better right before you called, Sean, but good to hear from you.
What's your name?
That's a good one, Troy, isn't it?
He thought it was good. He's answering a call, but he did enjoy it. He gave it a little chuckle.
So guys, listen. When I was in high school, I was a rent-a-cop at the Philadelphia Zoo.
By the way, I don't know if you told Troy or he just kind of made it, summarized it, but the call screen says you works at a zoo. So I really thought that you would be an expert, not that you were just some jamoke from Philly who was a rent-a-cop at a zoo.
He didn't say he was a rent-a-cop on the.
I figured not.
No, that's
In high school.
100% me. Yeah, that's 100% me.
That's on me. That's on me.
That is on me, dog. So, but I just got to tell you, have you ever heard the term turtling? It's when guys don't want to fight in hockey. They get down and they protect their head, and it's called turtling.
Okay.
What we would see is when the guys would go in, there would be 3 guys would go into the gorilla cage, and they would be the ones administering medicine, and they constantly have to give them whatever antiviral stuff because they're always picking shit up. And one of the major issues is as soon as the gorilla would make certain sounds and one step towards people, one guy would just turtle and the other 2 would just run away. So we all know Travis would be the turtle.
Oh yeah, he'd be
situation.
presenting.
but everyone else, you just can't fathom, and it doesn't matter if there's 100. The guttural sounds that one of these guys makes, it just has something natural inside you to just fucking run away.
That's right.
So there's not going to be anybody that can go in. It's the Mike Tyson. Everyone has a plan. Everyone has a plan until Travis gets turtled.
That's right. That's right. Sean, that's a great point. And that's kind of...
Guys, I'm not going to mess it up for you, I promise.
That's where I'm coming from with it. The minute you see this gorilla, like gorilla, and he would do that.
Of course he would.
And the minute... I like that Troy thinks it's even stupid that I would present this. We all know that. You can move on.
All for one for all.
I don't think so. You're all for the gorilla. But I think that the minute, because it's one thing to see a gorilla at a zoo or just existing, but the minute you see that gorilla get aggressive, the minute you see that gorilla start to feel like it's threatened, and so it starts showing its teeth, it starts making those sounds, it starts to go, that's when, as a human being, you'd go, oh my God, on a species level, we are all so outmatched. I just don't think that there are any human beings that would be able to maintain composure, especially not 100 of them, that would allow the organization to maintain.
100, trained army men, they don't run away when,
No, I think there's 10 that
10.
can handle it. There's 10, Mike Baker.
Yeah.
He could do it.
Yeah, but he's older.
He would be training him. That's right. But that mentality, right?
Yeah.
That mentality. I don't think there's that many.
You don't think there's 100 people in the Army right now, or Navy SEALs, or Marines, that would be able to
fight a gorilla?
Yeah.
With no tools?
100.
No.
You must have no faith in our military.
No, I think that our military could beat any other military, but not if the military was a gorilla. And also, that's something
So what are you saying, that the entire security of this country just comes down to whatever other country finds a gorilla?
I'm telling you right now.
And brings it in?
Well, if we have guns, it's okay. But if the Taliban shows up with a gorilla and we left our guns at home, we're fucked, dude. They hate our freedom.
They do.
They hate our freedom. They had a whole war.
I didn't know
over
you
it.
had such little faith.
If the army doesn't have guns and the other side has a gorilla, of course we're fucked.
Okay.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I think.
Thank God that's not the rule of war.
Thank God that's not the rule of war. That's why we have the United Nations, to avoid situations like that.
That's right, because they have gone over this before.
Yeah, there's that's what Sun Tzu talks about in The Art of War. Is like don't bring a gun to a guerrilla fight, they say.
Countries bring up proposals all the time. How about no guns and gorillas?
Right. Actually, they say always bring a gun to a gorilla fight because it's your only chance. And you're going to need a lot of guns, by the way, because a gorilla will eat a couple bullets. A gorilla, when they get aggressive, yeah, like a gorilla can take a couple of bullets.
Man.
Remember King Kong?
I remember.
Climbing up that building, Jack Black was like, "Get down from there. I'm the School of Rock." And the gorilla's climbing up the building and they're firing bullets at the gorilla from helicopters.
There's nothing.
He's like, nothing.
That's King Kong.
Me and my lady are climbing up this building.
King Kong is not the gorilla that we're fighting.
We're fighting a regular gorilla. King Kong is supersized.
Yeah.
Sam Roberts.
Brendan in Chicago.
Yeah, hey, from that last caller that was a rent-a-cop, I actually worked with the monkeys and gorillas at the Brookfield Zoo in Chicago for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And just to give you an idea of how big and violent they are, their bite pressure is 4 times greater than a lion.
Oh, my goddamn. I mean, that's insane.
Their PSI...
You don't even know what to say.
I don't know what to say.
We have to test them out. Their PSI when they punch something is around 2,700, which means they could punch through a 3-foot concrete block.
Oh,
come on.
And they're and get this, and they're strong enough that they can lift up to almost 1,800 pounds of objects and throw them at you.
They could throw 1,800?
Yeah, between 1,600 and 1,800, and scientists believe that the average male gorilla is 6 to 10 times stronger than the strongest human being.
Do you understand? It took me like 3 to 4 years to train long enough to pick 330 pounds up off the ground, and that's just a deadlift. I can't get that anywhere. I can't get that to maybe I can get it right below my waist. That's as far. That's 330. Okay, 1,800 pounds over the head and throwing it. Forget it.
not happening.
Not happening. Forget it. And this one's over here going, "What about the troops?" Like I love the troops.
No, they
Well, that's
punch
why you
so
gotta be
hard
spry.
that they punch so hard that if they hit you in the head, they just crush your skull or they rip your arm off.
Yeah, see, that's what I think. Thank you very much, Brendan.
Bobbing
I'm glad.
and weaving.
I'm glad that you called because don't forget, Travis. Just a minute ago, you were like, "Well, if he's just swiping at you, you'll be fine." No, you won't, bro. He's crushing skulls with those forearms. It's solid muscle under that cuddly fur.
That's why you got to be alert.
I don't think that's going to help you.
Okay.
They're big.
We'll see.
He's throwing 1,800 pounds at you. He's throwing a Cybertruck your way. Those things blow up in midair. Kramer in Pittsburgh.
Hey, I missed a little bit of that. Did you qualify? Is it just 100 any men, or do you get to pick the men?
I mean, I'm willing to listen to either side.
Okay, because if you and Travis are going in, we're fucked.
Wow, that's
okay.
Okay.
But if you go, let me bring some names up, and I can't believe you haven't thought of this. Cain Velasquez, Verdum, John Jones, Brock Lesnar.
Look, Kramer. Like, John Jones would be a great pick, except, like, John Jones ain't hitting anybody with a double leg, okay? This is a gorilla we're talking
And
about.
he's old.
I understand that.
John Jones is an older guy. Everybody that you just listed fights in a weight class, okay? So,
Sure thing. But you give Francis Ngannou his unlimited PEDs, and he walks in there pound for pound with the fucking gorilla. Dude.
Bro, you could go pound for pound all you want, okay? Okay?
But you're talking. I'm talking about. You said 100. I mean 12 UFC fighters. You ever see Frank Mir's guillotine choke? It's insane.
Bro, I've seen Frank Mir's guillotine choke, and I understand, but like, well, you're dealing with a gorilla that can take punches from Brock Lesnar and Cain Velasquez, and then swing back once and crush both their skulls. Okay.
Okay. Well, But we got to think, we got 100 of them now, Sammy.
And by the way, there are people you listed on that list that aren't fighting anymore because they're past their prime. They're not at the level of current UFC fighters. You're talking about guys. I mean, goddamn, Brock Lesnar has a goddamn diverticulitis. What happens if the gorilla kicks him in the stomach?
15 years. Right. I'm just saying, man. I'm naming guys you would know because if I start naming Sergey Popovich from the UFC, you're not going to know who the fuck that is, and he's like number 3. Okay,
bro, you get the smashing machine in there, okay? Get Mark Kerr in there. Get them all in their prime. This is a goddamn gorilla.
Can we think about guys like the size of the Mountain, the Big Show? I know he's 60 now.
Bro, the Mountain is like one guy. That's average for a gorilla.
Okay, well, I'm just saying we got a fighting chance, Sammy. You don't go down without a fight. You just don't wave the white flag there, bud.
I appreciate that, Kramer. Thank you, buddy. I'm going to hang up. But I do appreciate Kramer's loyalty to the human race. Species loyalty is important. And I get it that it's tough for hearing me, a fellow human being, say, look, guys, we don't have a chance. But, you know.
I mean, you just give up without even trying.
I'm not giving up. I'm the dream crusher known as reality.
You would jump over to the gorilla side so fast.
1,000%.
Yeah.
I go, you want to split that mill? Me and you, gorilla? I go, hey, buddy, it's going to buy a lot of bananas.
Explain it to you later.
Yeah. Just fuck these guys up, okay?
Why is he the tool man?
Well, yeah, because I'd be like, all right, I got that gorilla. You go, idiot. That's Buzz Lightyear in a gorilla suit. I go, oh, no. Dan in Milwaukee? Mill. What's up, Dan? Are you there, Dan? 414?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Where are you from?
Okay, so from Milwaukee.
Okay, Milwaukee.
How
Okay.
do you not? It's Mill. How do you not know that? How do you not? How is that even a question?
I've never heard anybody go, Mill, like as in Milwaukee.
What else could it be? What else could Mill?
I don't
be?
know. It just took me a couple minutes to think about it. That's
you
all.
didn't have to bring it to everybody's attention.
Well, I didn't know. I was like, mill. Like, are you down at the mill? Like, are you working down at the mill? I didn't know. That's all. What's up, Dan?
So, first of all, we have to all accept that some people are going to immediately get squished, torn apart. There's going to be bits of people lying around, Maybe we throw in a couple of old folks in there just to have some sacrificial lambs while we get things rocking. But
build the fatigue.
I've seen I've seen animals at the zoo eat, and the way they rip shit apart, it's insane how much pressure they can do it with, and it's very effortless from them.
And bro,
so what I'm saying is,
that's at the zoo. That's when they're all like,
hanging out.
They're on tranquilizers. They've given up on life. Like, this is like, you're talking about a wild, aggressive gorilla who knows his life is being threatened.
Yeah, they're not taking that many naps out in the wild.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly right.
So let's say there's, I don't know, an arm strewn about. There might be a bit of bone sticking out. Pick that up. Now you got yourself a sharp end. Now you got a weapon.
Okay, that's actually a pretty smart thing. You walk in with no tools, but since we're human beings, we know how to create tools. If you can rip a femur out that's already severed.
Wouldn't gorilla do the same thing?
No, gorillas don't know what they're
Gorillas
doing.
going to pick up dead people.
Gorillas will pick up live people and throw them at people.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, no, you're right. Gorillas will pick up a whole...
I don't have time to fashion a weapon out of a femur.
I mean, you got to do something. We just going to leave the femur alone?
No, that's what I'm saying. I already got my plan.
Make the gorilla fall in love?
Yeah, I'm going to dress up like Abe Simpson when he's trying.
Trev's going to show up with lipstick and a sundress on. What are you doing? Guys, you have your strategy. Yeah. I have mine.
It's fine.
Let's see. Hey.
100 versus 1.
Let's see who gets the milk. All right, boys? Let's see who gets it. Let's go to Danny in Texas. What's up, Danny?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, man.
I don't want to sound like an asshole, but fuck that gorilla. Like, I think, if everybody just came up with a plan to keep the stupid thing alive, keep it awake, and use sleep deprivation as a tool, like Joe Guantanamo Bay on its ass,
I got you. So
Everyone would walk away.
you're thinking avoid the gorilla, but keep it awake for long enough that it goes crazy.
Yeah, and
Smart.
as soon as it starts to want to fall asleep, just rush it and slap it in the face and run away and just keep it awake for
Smart.
2-3 days. They'll fucking die.
Smart. Start lighting off fireworks and stuff like that. I like that.
Yeah,
That's
keep
pretty
it awake,
smart.
You know,
I like that.
stupid gorilla. You know.
Thank you, Danny. David in Oklahoma. What's up, David?
Hey guys, I was just calling because environmental things will have a huge part in it. If we're fighting it in the jungle, I don't see there being any chance because it's his habitat.
No, that's
We can't
100%.
even, walk in that stuff.
That's 100% right, and I don't think that's fair. So I just tell you what I was envisioning in my mind: a high school gymnasium for
I was
some
thinking
reason.
around the same thing.
Yeah,
A warehouse.
Yeah, doors locked.
Yeah.
High school gymnasium, and maybe it's because I was thinking about
No windows.
when the camp counselors that were way bigger than you would try to peg you in dodgeball. That's the closest I've ever come to a scenario like this. There were 100 of us kids and one giant, senior in high school bully with a dodgeball, and he fucked up all of us. So that's kind of the scenario. I'm thinking high school gymnasium, doors locked, bleachers pushed up to the wall. So you're not, running up the bleachers. I'm thinking open room. There's not a lot of obstacles. You're pretty much just in an open room.
That is true.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy.
Better chance for us in that case.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll
Wrestling
see.
mats?
There's not a lot of place to hide. No, they're rolled up. Damn. Unfortunately, the rest it's the hardwood.
It would cushion the fall.
Well, you got bigger problems. Alex in Lexington. What's up, Alex?
Hey, I think if we run 50 sumo wrestlers on them right away, get them knocked down, and then just pile everybody on.
Your phone. I'm going to hang up because your phone's breaking up. But he suggested sumo wrestlers. I just don't know if
They're
they
not
have the
as agile.
speed. Yeah, I don't know. Then we need agility too. Michael in Florida.
I'm not trying to push them out of a
Yeah.
circle.
That's right.
Okay. Quick question, and then you guys can discuss it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Go and kick the gorilla in the balls.
By the way, that's something you could use the femur for. Hitting him in the
No,
balls.
You got 100 people walking into a cage. At least one could walk up and kick it in the ball.
Or just have a group that is specifically doing that.
Yeah.
Right. We are
At
the
all-
ones.
At all times.
We are the ones who are the ball kickers.
That's it. Pull a kicking ball train on the gorilla.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be your only shot. Now, here's the thing.
That's a strategy.
To keep it fair, and because we have no tools, I'm just going to tell you, in my mind, unfortunately, everyone is nude for this fight.
Really?
Well, yeah, because you don't want to use your clothes as a weapon, but also you don't want the gorilla grabbing on your clothes. So I do think the 100 men are nude.
Don't you think that would distract some?
What?
Huh?
Maybe one. But no, I don't think so. I think...
I think I would be halfway through and totally forget the world.
Whoa.
No, it's not you're keyed in on trying to survive, and then at some point you just break out of that and you look over, you're like, why is everyone naked?
Yeah, okay, yeah, even just the triviality of
Yeah,
it.
what?
What is going on? Yeah, no, it would be, and it would put us at a disadvantage because that gorilla is ripping gens off left and right.
Cups?
You can wear jock straps.
Okay.
Everybody's running around in jock straps.
Because I can get behind that a little more.
But that means you're seeing butt cheeks everywhere.
I'm seeing butt cheeks either way.
Right. Maybe
I'm just trying to think about
maybe
protecting
everybody
our
can
own.
wear briefs
Okay, but cups?
with cups in the briefs.
Okay.
That
It's
way.
not the gorilla not.
This is turning very sexual for Travis.
Sam's the one that brought up
every scenario. It's
Whoa.
That's
it's
true.
like, how can I use my hole for this?
That's true.
Sam is the one who said, by the way, everybody's naked. I didn't bring that up.
because I said no tools.
Yeah.
So they would be
That
naked.
would eliminate Travis completely.
Hey, that was a good one. You fucking rocked that one. That was awesome.
I'm not the one, Troy. I know you've been on the phones. You've been busy. I am not the one who brought up
But
everybody.
you've brought up a couple times using your hole.
I'm just talking
Couple
about me
times.
personally. Sam's like, hey, by the way, the 99 other dudes are naked.
In my mind, they would be naked.
Yeah, in your mind. Yeah. Hey, in my fantasy.
I'm just saying the logic of the thought exercise. That's all. Jeff in Indiana.
Hey guys, I think you kind of touched on it, but after the initial carnage,
I think that gorilla is just going to start swinging dudes around like nunchucks. Endless weapons for the gorilla.
Yeah, that's actually a great point, Jeff, that even though we could figure out how to use the bodies as weapons, like Travis said, so could the gorillas. And if they had, like, if they cut somebody in half with their bare hands, which they could, but, like, their intestines were still kind of together, you could use a human body as nunchucks, and that would suck. And not only is it like, oh, I'm getting hit with this nunchuck, but also they're naked, and just the thought of seeing a man turned into nunchucks.
It's terrifying.
That's what I'm saying. The terrifying part, I don't think people are really taking into account.
Meanwhile, I'm still on dick and ball duty.
Ew.
What?
Matt in Queensbury.
We're hitting the gorilla.
Oh, I
Hey
forgot.
guys,
What's up?
So, since the dawn of man, the strongest bench press, the heaviest bench press raw lift is 782 pounds. The average gorilla is estimated to be able to bench press 4,400 pounds.
Bro.
That's not even the strongest gorilla. That's just a regular gorilla. So when you factor in, what if you get a strong gorilla, he might be able to bench press 10,000 pounds.
Easy. Maybe
We're
even
not
more.
trying to do Lex
Maybe
versus Yokozuna.
40,000 times 10, right? Because if the record is 700 pounds, I'll bench press about 70. So that's 10 times.
Well, exactly. Actually, the average male 20 to 29 bench press is 160. So the record is 5 times that. So we're looking at maybe 20,000 pound bench press for the strongest gorilla.
How great would it be to see Travis bench press 160 and just everything tears all at
Why
once?
are you making it about me? This is not a...
Just every muscle in your body just gets torn off the bone. Thank you, Matt.
But this isn't a bench press competition. We're not trying to bench
Strength.
press the gorilla.
It's pure strength. You're talking about 4,000 pounds average. Just grab a gorilla, 4,000 pound bench. That's nuts.
All right, so then one of the guys is Lex Luger.
Lex Luger slammed Yokozuna USS Intrepid after a helicopter ride. So that's
right.
pretty massive.
So I would make Lex Luger from that era one of my nine.
And he's got
100.
steel forearm, too. Don't forget. He's got the knockout power and the steel forearm. Luke in Kentucky.
Hey, Sam. How's it going?
Good.
A few years ago, I went to Rwanda, and we got to hike up a mountain and see mountain gorillas.
Wow.
And the small ones were fucking terrifying. Our guides were like, don't make eye contact with them or they will kill you.
Oh, shit.
And probably some of us, you were a prison bitch the second you got around the monkeys or the gorillas, because if they looked your way, you head down immediately.
Oh. And they were just small.
It's terrifying.
And that was the small ones. And a big male was making noise, I guess, grunting at it, and it shook your insides.
But see, exactly. It shook your insides because you're a human being that has emotions that reacts to stuff like that. And
it was like if you were at a concert and somebody was hitting a bass drum or something.
It was so loud.
Shake through your body. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, Luke. Yeah. And it's also that's nuts. And it's also the fact that as humans we bow our heads to the gorillas. It really tells you that, like I said, we're only the species that we are because we figured out how to make buildings. That's it.
The ones in Animal Kingdom look very friendly.
Well, they're getting hit with tranquilizer darts every 30 seconds.
No. Not on the Kilimanjaro Safari.
You like the robot ones. You like the Animal Cruise.
Jungle Cruise?
Yeah.
Animal Cruise.
Whatever it is. Oh, watch out. I'm like, why would you have a robot safari when you have a real safari at the other park?
Different parks.
Some
people only have time to go to Magic Kingdom.
I know, but it's I heard there was a real safari at Disney. It gets the other park. This has just robots from 1984. Cool, I guess. Devin in Jacksonville.
Yeet.
Yeet.
Hey, listen, man, I think we got a real-life example that we can draw a hypothesis off of.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Eddie Hall fight two UFC fighters at the same time?
No, but I'd love to. I don't even know who this Eddie Hall is.
You got to check that out on YouTube.
Who's Eddie Hall?
Eddie Hall is currently one of the world's strongest men.
Oh, and so he fights two MMA guys. So the idea is that these are two, like we said, UFC guys. There's 2-on-1. Eddie Hall is world's strongest man. He's not, he's not practiced in fighting. He's like a lifter. And so it's like smaller MMA fighters, but look at the size of him. This is thank you, Devin. This is as close.
That's the kind of guys you need.
As we're going to get. The big guys.
Yeah.
Eddie Hall.
Damn, that guy's a fucking tank.
And there he is. It looks like he's...
Let me skip through a little.
He's fighting the Island Boys.
Island Boy.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. See,
they're so
that
fucked. They're so fucked. And they're like, we train for this. And he's like, yeah, I just lift up heavy shit, but come on. Like, he's like, I can bend a frying pan. See, and this is probably what they said. We'll just kick him in the legs. It'll be no problem. He's like, I dare you to try.
I would go see this.
100%. I would watch this.
If I knew this was happening?
7 nights a week, I'd go.
I mean, they picked like two kind of wimpy looking guys.
But they probably are like, they're trained.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're probably like...
They're just in a lower weight class. Probably,
yeah,
right?
exactly. And the flyweights are nuts in UFC.
That guy is a tank.
He is. And all they're doing, and you're watching these guys, the reason the crowd is booing is because all these trained fighters can do is just try to run away from this monster. They're just trying to let the clock run out. And this tells you everything you need to know. Like, any human being...
Let's skip towards the end. I want to see how this ends.
Looks like these guys. Yeah, I would like to see that too.
So get 100 Eddie Halls together.
But they would look like the little guys next to the gorilla.
But if they all just charge...
Oh, they tried. The little guys charged him, and what did he do? He clobbered both of them. They're like, okay, we got to end this. One guy ran away so fast. Okay, they're going for the leg. Oh, there he goes. They charged him. Oh, he powerbombed him. Oh, my God, he powerbombed him for real. Bro.
Fuck.
Did you see what happened? They charged him. They're like, let's each go for a limb. They each go for a leg, and this monster doesn't break a sweat. He just clobbers. He picks one of them up, power bombs him for real, and the other one, he just starts clobbering the back of his head.
Imagine catching a hammer from that guy.
Bro, look it up. Eddie Hall versus the Nafati brothers, full fight, and tell me human beings have a chance against a gorilla.
And this may have changed my entire mind.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me your plan now.
Look at this guy.
Tell me your plan. Hot dog, you go up there and you try to... Oh, I'm going to go for the gorilla's eyes. Oh, really? You're going to get up there, huh? He'll bite your fucking hand off and then eat the rest of your body.
I mean, they went for it once. And
he was like, that's all I needed.
Finally, thank you.
And then he grabbed the mic and he said, I'm not surprised, motherfucker. Let's go to Todd in Pennsylvania.
Oh, my God.
All right, I got you guys for you.
Okay.
Inmates, prison inmates, death row. They got nothing to lose, and if they survive the fight, and if they win, they get set free.
Well, I'd like to know...
I'm not putting my money on Charles Manson.
Well, I would like to find out where that pay-per-view is being aired because I will purchase it. I want to see.
I'll watch.
It sounds like a B movie. Like it sounds like a 1970s like B movie. That is a great concept for a movie. 100 inmates are promised their freedom, and all they have to do is survive a fight with a gorilla.
I'm Mr. Beast.
We're one step away from that with reality TV these days. I mean, come on.
You're 100% right. And by the way, Travis, like you joke, Mr. Beast tweeted out, I'm looking for 100 guys. Yeah. Like, if Mr. Beast could figure out how to legally do this.
Like, I'm sure he tweeted that out, like, jokingly, like, hey, this is going viral. I'm looking for 100 guys. But, like, you can just do it.
I mean, it 100%. He tweeted that out like that Nelly lyric. I'm just kidding. Unless you want to do it. Unless you want to do it.
How come they're not, like, this should be on every day?
I would never stop watching.
No.
Like, little guys who are good at fighting versus big guys who aren't that good at fighting.
Sorry, honey, I know you want to watch White Lotus.
Who cares? There's a better show on. There's these two guys that are good at fighting, but they're small. And there's a very strong man who can bend frying pans. They're going to fight.
This is incredible.
Rich in New Jersey?
Yo, what's up, Sam?
What's up, bro?
So, humans would win 100%, and it's real easy. 180, or say they're 180 pounds apiece, that's 18,000 pounds, right? That's 9 tons. If everybody just dog-piled on the gorilla, you'd smother him and suffocate him.
Bro, the problem is, they wouldn't do it at the same time. Well, okay, so 100 people at 180 pounds.
Everybody just rushes them. A big dog pile.
I mean, bro, that's
gorilla at the bottom.
So that's 18,000 pounds. Did I do the math right? Yeah, so that's 18,000.
I mean, now it's going to be spread out, but still, like.
I mean, bro.
What do you think,
they just that guy just told me the average gorilla could bench 4,000 pounds. You're not getting all 18,000 on its back. You're getting maybe half. There's no way that
swimming through human quicksand, trying to get out of that.
Dude, human beings don't work like that.
Look at the honeybees, right? Like when the Japanese hornets come into the hive, what do? They all just smother the damn thing, and then they vibrate to make them heat and die. But
no, you're not wrong about honeybees, but honeybees will listen. Honeybees work together. Honeybees are conditioned to do that. Human beings don't do that. Human beings think they're special. That's the problem. That's our ultimate flaw. The ultimate thing, and it will kill us, by the way.
But human beings are resilient. I mean, look at times of crisis.
Bro.
9/11. Look how many people ran back in to help people.
Yeah.
There's no safety guaranteed there.
There were no gorillas in those buildings.
Now,
I don't even think 9/11 would have happened if it was gorillas. Thank you, Rich.
If someone was like, the gorillas have attacked the World Trade Center, you're like, well,
fuck it.
Guess it's theirs.
Fuck it. That's their building now.
Okay.
I don't know how they got in that cockpit, but whatever. I'm not even asking questions because I don't want to be that guy.
George Bush.
Yeah, George Bush put the gorillas in. I don't know. It was an inside job, and I'm not 100% sure why he did it, but I'm not asking questions. Aaron in Texas?
Yeah, what's happening, Sam?
What's up, bro?
Yeah, so how many times have we run in this scenario? I mean, if humans fight like 100 gorillas and you got 100 guys fighting each one, we might win 1 out of 10 times.
Yeah, but bro, if
gorillas are going to rip our arms off and beat us with them.
Yeah. I mean, and you can't run this scenario more than once unless you're like, one of these depopulist people. You're trying to depopulate the earth because we ain't surviving. Thank you, buddy. Jeff in Maine.
You get yourself a kitten. You give it to the gorilla. When he's distracted, you punch him in the jaw.
Right.
And you take out his leg. Humans win. The humans win.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm glad that he had the kitten ready to go. He's like, and I'm auditioning.
He had everything ready.
I'm auditioning. He had his bell. He had his whole thing. That's why I hung up on him before he could get to the inevitable prank.
No, I think he's being serious because remember there was that gorilla in the 80s that had the kitten. Wasn't it like Coco or something?
Coco loved his kitten.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was that gorilla in the 2000s that ripped off that lady's face.
That's different. She didn't have a kitten.
Benny in Iowa.
Coco was so sad.
What? Citation, boy.
What's up, dude?
What's up, boys? Hey, all we need is old school Jane Goodall. She lived in the jungle with gorillas.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
Finally.
Sorry.
And then she finally
Sorry.
gives up some of that fucking jungle puss.
Okay.
And as he's fucking going to town on her, then she fucking pulls a Paul Heyman and fucking kills him. Yeah.
Here's the problem, Benny. Thank you. That was really worth it. But if we got Jane, I wouldn't trust her. Jane Goodall would be a great strategist.
She would turn.
She would turn. She would take the gorilla's side 10 times out of 10. There's no doubt. Wayne in Virginia?
Yeah, I was going with the same angle in a way. You've got to go with the girl. You guys have forgotten that. Why not the equalizer, Queen Latifah? I mean, my God, have you seen how fast she is?
Do you see how that's spelled? Shut up.
They spell Queen Latifah.
You still know what I'm saying.
Yeah. No.
Latipha.
Okay.
Like you added stuff to that.
Like that's a hard way to spell.
Yeah. No, look, I think I'd be open to having women involved in the fight.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
I can't think of one offhand, but
no.
Luna Vachon.
Luna would fucking rip.
I'd put her on my team.
Maybe the Glamazon Beth Phoenix.
I mean,
China, if she's still with us.
China for sure.
Yep, 9th wonder of the world.
Yeah, that's 2 or 3 if we go with Sam's pick.
The Glamazon?
Yeah,
I would.
Nicole Bass.
Nicole Biggins.
Nicole Bacons I'd throw in there too, just because she'd just start yapping, and the gorilla would be like, "Fuck it, I'm done. I tap.
I don't need to hear this.
Yeah. I don't understand why I'm not. Okay, all right.
You win.
Don't you think that I should be okay? All right, enough.
Get me the hell out of here.
Carlo in Austin.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify some stuff with the UFC and MMA thing. Y'all are giving Eddie Hall too much credit. I mean, he basically fought 2 baristas.
No. I don't know. I thought they were trained MMA guys.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, he does a great job with that.
One guy did a backflip, so that's pretty impressive.
But I'll tell you right now, he'll fuck up some baristas.
But y'all keep referring to MMA as a whole as the UFC, but UFC is just an organization.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
I work for...
All
Hey, bro. I collect a check from their parent company. Tommy in Illinois. What's up, Tommy?
Hey, Sam. How you doing?
Fabulously.
Hey, how old's your oldest boy?
8.
So let's switch that around. Do you think if him and 99 of his friends attacked you, how do you think you'd do?
Well, this is a classic, by the way. Classic situation.
Is it? You think about this one a lot?
Yeah. I mean, now that I know, now that I've seen it, I bring him to wrestling practice and stuff like that. I'm probably good for no more than 10 of them.
Really?
No more than 10.
What happens?
Then they start to pile on. Then they start to...
The dick and balls.
Well, they might rip it off. Yeah. No, they can. Yeah. I'd say.
I was thinking about punching, but whatever.
Troy,
no way. You'd be able to bring down at least 38-year-olds.
You think 30? Thank you, Tommy. I would give myself 12, maybe.
All right, let me talk to McClure. Maybe we can get this done.
I would give Travis. 2 of them. They're taking Travis out, snapping those little twig legs on him. Troy, you do the best because you would see black, you know what I mean? See red, whatever. Like, you would lose yourself. I think you could take out, like, literally 40 to 58-year-olds. It'd be a bloodbath, and you'd feel really bad after. But you wouldn't know what was happening in the moment.
Yeah.
And you'd shit yourself a bunch.
That's just whoever I'm fighting, I'm shitting, so... Yeah, I think that's... And there's no strategy with 8-year-olds. They can't get together and be like, all right, let's put a strategy together.
No.
If they're smart, they can.
No.
If they're all Mensa.
You can't be in Mensa when you're 8. They don't let 8-year-olds in Mensa. What the fuck are you talking about?
What if they're all just young Sheldon?
I kicked the shit out of young Sheldon. You kidding me? I hope that kid's one of them. He's going first. That kid right there, bring him first. All right, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I was planning on 15 to 20 on that one, so we should probably take a break. What can I tell you?
I think we figured it out, though.
Gorillas win. Easily.
After seeing, what's his name, Eddie Hall?
Eddie Hall.
After seeing that video, even if those are just baristas.
Could have been Scott Hall.
There you go.
That's right.
I can't see it working out for the humans. No,
it's
and
not,
I was on their side.
It's not happening.
Nope.
At no point. Eric in Kentucky?
What's up, y'all? How's it going?
Fabulously.
So I think the gorilla wins in a walk, but all of this conversation reminds me of something from the great Ron Bennington years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
I think...
We don't have time for that.
100 duck-sized horses, because ducks are deceivingly mean and they peck, and I feel like a giant duck would really be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, couldn't you just boot the...
You start kicking those little horses, because I feel like I could take out at least... Horses? I could take out, like, 6 or 7 Shetland ponies, I feel like, and duck-sized horses are even smaller. So I would definitely go with...
They got a lot of muscle on them.
They do. I can't say I'd win, but the fight that I would take is the 100 duck-sized horses.
I think you're right on that one. And I think we can all agree, all props to Ronnie B.
I mean, at the end of the day, most conversations should end like that. All props to Ronnie B.
We'll be right back with Sam Roberts Show. right back with Sam Roberts Show.
Are you in a relationship right now, or are you single? That's why.
Are you hitting on me? I'm not gay anymore, dude. Stop it.
Come on, you're still a little, right?
No, I'm not.
Not at all.
No.
When did that disappoint people?
Gay people, yeah.
I would imagine.
They loved me.
They're so bummed
The
out.
straight's not as welcoming when you come back, I got to tell you, Sam.
Right. Yeah, that is the thing. There are a lot of women who are like, once you've gone down that road.
Nah, chicks don't mind it.
Okay.
But dudes, which is weird because I don't want to date you, dude.
Right.
But
and you never did.
No, they don't want to be my friend anymore. You know, because I've got the gay. And you can't get it off.
So they won't be your friend anymore, even though you're not gay anymore.
It's a weird thing. Both sides are perplexed.
Yeah.
Gay guys are like, you down? I'm like, nah, not at all. I'm like, not fully, not at all. And they're like, how's that possible? I'm like, I don't want to be insulting, but you guys are gross, and I'm an addict,
right?
You know, so it's like, look, people. I try to explain it. It's like you get into drugs, and then you start becoming a junkie, and then you start doing any drug you can get your hands on. Well, that's how I was with sex. You know, I tried to have sex like 6 or 7 times a day, and girls, that's a lot of talking. You know. And if I'm trying to jizz like 7 times a day, I ain't got 7 dinner dates. Like, dudes don't need dinner, man. They're just like jizz on me. So I did. And now that I'm sober and I became celibate for a while, and I was like, ooh, yeah, that's a problem. Because I immediately wanted to do drugs again.
When you were
sober, when I stopped having sex.
Oh, so you realized that you were having so much sex to make up for the drugs,
yeah,
and that you weren't really recovered.
Well, at one point,
at all.
it just became everything, dude. Like, I just stay high and have sex all the time, and hurt the people I care about. Because it's like I loved my wife, but you know she can't take that amount of sex, so I would just jizz on a couple of dudes, to fill the time, and
which is a bummer for her.
Yeah. She left. She's happy. You know,
I mean, it was at the time. Now she's happy.
Yeah, because I'm not there.
Right. Sure.
Yeah, but when I got sober, I was like, oh, wow, I'm not even gay at all.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because you were like, no, I'm very much.
I was thinking maybe because gays, not I don't want to say all gays. A lot of gays are into doing it all the time.
Right.
And into like the poly life and because they can't stop coming on stuff.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, that's me. And then when I got sober, because that's the one, I went into it all. I had a polyamorous life. I did all of it. And I was like, and I'm going to make some people mad, but poly is, you're too scared to settle down with one person.
That's what it is, right?
You're a whore. It's really, but I could be wrong. There may be some poly people out there that are doing great. But that's just my experience. So I got out of that. Yeah. And I was like, I want to have a monogamous relationship. And I was like, you're on the internet everywhere talking about coming on everybody. You're not an interesting person to have a monogamous relationship. If you had a brain, you'd be like, no, hell no with you. So I had to do a stint where I didn't do anything.
How long were you celibate for?
Like 2 months.
I mean, that's 3. A lot. I mean, to go from, first of all,
I went on dates.
But
after 2 months and didn't bone them,
which is unheard of for you.
Wow, it's really relaxing.
I mean, yeah, there's no pressure.
I had I was like, bye. You know, after dinner, bye. And I was like, like, what are you doing? I'd be like this, and I've said this, and I've said that. I'm like, you can take that or leave it. Doesn't matter to me.
Right.
And then
there's no end game here. This isn't like.
So it was crazy. It made me realize how many times I show off for no reason. Because to me, everybody could be a potential jizz.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
100%.
Watch what you say, because that person could be a potential candidate later on down the road. Right. And you don't want to say anything wrong to blow that.
If you say something and they're like, well, that guy's never going to get a jizz from me.
Yeah, even like people's mums and stuff. I'd be like, be nice. You never know.
So when you have friends and they're thinking back now, oh, Jason was always really nice to my mom. Oh, no.
Yeah, I wanted to jizz on him for sure.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Sorry, Dad. I don't care.
That's terrible. At that point, you didn't care at all.
No, at all. Yeah, no. Some people, that I've jizzed on, Sam. Oh.
Well, 6 or 7 times a day is insane. I don't even think I could produce enough fluid.
Dude, you know, at the time, I remember thinking, okay, it's a little above average, but it's not crazy. I really do. I'm not. I know now, but at the time, I'm just being honest. Like, because I look back at it now. That's the other thing. Being sober, my brain works in a way where I've never had it work like that. Where I remember things now, and I've been knocked out like 30 times. You're supposed to be dumb as a bag of rocks by now, but I've never been smarter because I'm sure I've got CTE, but because I'm sober, my brain fires off in ways that I don't recall it ever being this good. You know,
you must feel like a superhero.
A little bit. I mean, I read.
That's sick.
Yeah, I couldn't do that at all.
What are you reading?
Just anything I want,
and it's just there. I can
I'm
understand
like,
the
I know
words.
that word.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, how long did it take you to be like okay with having? Because in order to read, you have to be okay with like quiet, solitude, extended periods of time.
Oh, yeah.
Addicts aren't usually good with that.
No, that was the hardest part. Because once I got sober, you know, it was the last things I had left was kratom and weed. And when I got off the kratom, that was really hard. Like, that was embarrassing because I'm too old to be an addict. And I was like, you're a junkie, dude.
Right.
It's 36 days it took me to feel normal.
Wow.
Yeah, the first 4 days was embarrassing.
Hell.
I had like a seizure of sorts.
Like withdrawal symptoms.
Yeah. Freezing cold, sweating for 4 days, couldn't eat.
Did it make you feel like, did it make you feel weak? Like, meaning mentally, like,
yeah.
This shouldn't be happening
I couldn't
to me?
talk to people because I would be such an emotional basket case. I could flip out. So I just stayed away from everybody.
Wow.
Until I got calm. Started to feel a little bit by myself. Went to meetings, got a sponsor. It really saved me because I probably wouldn't have gone for weed.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
But when I went, you know, then I was like, quit the weed. And then I was like, okay, you really just, you know, because I can't drink because it'll probably kill me. So I just smoke weed more than anybody I've ever met. So I was trying to do it as hard as you could possibly do weed.
Which is weird because usually you do things low key. You usually don't just take everything that you do
I
and
see
do
where
it
you're coming there. Yeah, that's fair. But then I went to sex and love addiction as well, and I was like, son of a bitch. I got that as well. Like, man, give me a break. How many addictive things do you have? But then I had a girlfriend and we broke up, and I didn't cheat on her. And it was just like, this is not going to work out.
But you never cheated.
I'm not in trouble. Yeah, we're friends.
Because you didn't destroy her trust. You didn't
I didn't ruin her life.
Wow.
All this stuff that I've never experienced.
Which has got to be wild because even though you're broken up, you kind of feel great.
Yeah.
In a way, right?
Yeah, people are like, you okay? And I'm like, I've never been better.
Yeah.
And it's very confusing.
She's still going to have a healthy life.
Yeah. I didn't have anything to do with bad stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
When she gets into her next relationship, she's not going to be saying, I don't even want to talk about what was happening
No,
before.
she can totally talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're still friends.
Wow.
Never been friends with anybody that I've slept with.
Right. And you slept with so many people.
Thanks, Sam.
And so many enemies.
No. Yeah. No, yep. I got to watch my back, man. Yeah, I'm way less paranoid now, too, because I'm like, why? And because I've made an amends to all the other people as well.
Yeah.
My baby mama, everybody.
That's great.
Yeah, my kids have never been happier with me.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're in a really great place right now.
Yeah. I know.
That's awesome.
I was just telling Jim, I was like, all the things that happened, like getting fired from here, that was tough.
Yeah.
Not being a rich guy anymore. I was like, oh no, and I had an ego with it, and I got stripped down. I was like, you're not what you thought you were, dude. And then I got divorced, and I was like, that was the woman for me. And I was like, you're completely alone. You have nothing. And I was like, I got to rebuild, start all over and assess myself sober. And it was terrifying because I realized that pretty much everything, the reason I'm in this situation is completely my fault.
Sure.
And I was like, I want to kill myself.
Right.
Like, I don't want to face it.
Right.
But I just stayed with it and just kept dealing with it. I have like an analogy. It's like going into a cave, deeper and deeper. It gets darker and darker. When you get to the bottom, you can't see your hand in front of your face. You get real scared. And if you smoke weed or you drink or you have sex, it kind of pulls you out a little bit. But I just stayed in there. And then my eyes adjusted and I was like, wait, you're running. You don't even know what you're running from, and now you know.
Like there's no
it wasn't
monsters
that
in
bad.
this cave.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad to begin with. So now There was a time there where I was like, if you smoke weed in front of me, I'm like, oh man, that looks good. Or, you know, I love whores too. Like,
Whores.
Yeah, like if you're a girl with like face tattoos, you're my ticket. You know what I mean? I'm like, hell yeah, we're going to get along. Now I'm more like, oh, what happened to you? You know? I'm like,
yeah, I know how I got this way. How'd you get that way?
No, because I'm right. I'm usually right.
Right.
Like, if you do have too many tattoos, I'm like, something happened.
Something happened.
Yeah, and you haven't dealt with it. Yeah, you do need to talk about it. Like, do you want to talk to me?
Right.
I'm not coming on you, but you should talk to me about it if you want to.
And that's the other thing. You could talk to people about their problems without the end game being jizz.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I might just be doing this person a service.
So much easier to exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so I'm very
awesome.
grateful it all happened. Now I'm a comedian.
And you're
flying
doing
around
really well as a comedian.
It's pretty crazy.
It's nuts. I'm looking at the gigs that you're doing and who you're like hanging with, and
The
I'm like,
radio
yeah, he's doing
worked.
it.
The radio show was practice
For stand-up.
Yeah, I didn't realize it
Because you were just kind of making things up and riffing every day.
Yep.
Wow.
Because now it's like that's like when you hear phone calls, I used to be able to kind of tell who I was talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Now I see you. So it's way easier to read who you are.
Of course, because we have to learn how to like read the voices.
And you know you can, dude.
Yeah.
You've been in it a long time too. Like I'm like, hey man, you drive a truck, right? And now I'm like, I see the guy and I'm like, you've got a Harley Davidson. And
Yeah.
he's like, hey. I'm like,
You know. So when you were like, oh, all this activity that I was doing with men was actually related to addiction, not so much my sexuality or my identity or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you did own it as an identity for a while. When you go back and go like, actually, that's not who I am. Are the people that were riding with you because it was your identity going like, hey, what the fuck? Or are they
Little
like,
bit.
yeah.
Not many, but just the ones that have their own problems.
Right.
That's the other thing. I don't take anything personal anymore. Like if you're mad at me because I'm not gay anymore, I'm like, I see your angle, you know, but I'm still a huge supporter of the gay community.
Right.
I just don't interact sexually with them.
Right.
And so there's no real reason to be mad at me.
Right. If anything, you get all the benefit with no cost.
Yeah, I'm still a supporter. you know?
Right.
Like, and I have it in my stand-up, so there's a lot of straight people that are like, oh, no, he sucked the dick. And I'm like, I'm a good guy. I'm a good friend to have. Like, I'm the kind of guy where, if we're in trouble, I got your back, dude.
Right.
I'm a good guy. Like, if we go to war, I don't want to go to war, but if we go to war, I'm there. Just like your brother or some other dude or your dad can be. Just because you've had gay sex doesn't make you a bad person. Try to understand that, people. Because I think that with the society, sometimes people frown upon gays or trans or whatever, and I'm just like, they're people, man.
It is weird, too, that people will describe themselves as not being homophobic, but because you've had gay sex, be like, I don't know about that guy. And it's like, no, you are homophobic.
Yeah, or it makes you weaker.
Right.
I
mean, dude, you're jizzing 67 times a day. That's strong. Okay.
Right. Right.
That's
and I'm
physically strong.
I'm a pro fighter. Like, I beat up pretty much everybody.
That's right.
And I've sucked a dick. Like, so what? Like,
right.
I could suck your dick and you couldn't stop me.
No, I wouldn't be able to stop you.
Not you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Sorry.
No, I'm just saying. No, I
just
couldn't.
most people. So calm down on how tough you are because you're straight.
Right. Right. Yeah, you're choosing not to beat people up.
Yeah, I don't want to fight people just in the gym. But like people are scared and they don't. It's like if you admit you're scared, there's something gay about that. I'm like, Mike Tyson said he was scared before every fight.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure at one point that dude was the scariest person on the planet, hand to hand.
Yeah, sometimes a scary person being scared is the worst thing you can deal with, right?
Yeah.
When a wild animal gets scared, you're
Good. I was
fucked.
going to say that. Like sharks, they're probably a little bit scared. I don't want to really tackle one.
No, no. If a shark is scared, it will eat you.
But if you and I are in the water and a shark's coming, don't worry about me blowing dudes, dude. I got your back.
No, you're my best friend.
That's what's up. People's elbows, son.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, man. I'm glad to see that everything's going well.
What's up with Jim?
Jim's doing his thing. He's not here anymore.
Do you get fired because he's gay? That's what goes on with Sirius. If you get too gay, they'd let you go.
You think that's what they do with you?
Yeah. Now that I'm straight, that was like the Sam and Jason show. Think about it. It's catchy.
That's why McClure came.
It's already
down.
my channel.
McClure came. Yeah, exactly. Thanks for the name, by the way. None of us know what it means.
Neither did I. Stupid ass.
Maybe that's why McClure came down. He was like, "Hey, heard you're straight now."
No, we talked about it on my show that's on podcasting and Patreon. Patreon.com/EllisMate, if anybody. Because people at comedy shows, I do a meet and greet every show, and people go, "Man, I used to love your show." And I go, you know, I still have a show, right?
Yeah.
You
It's
do?
even more accessible.
And I'm like, how did you know I was doing stand-up tonight? Oh, your Instagram. And I'm like, you ever see the promo where it says Jason L Show and I say something funny and then it's like a little thing? You know, if you touch that, the show just starts fucking playing. You know that? Oh, not in the car. And I'm like, yes, in the car. It will work in the car. There's a weird thing with SiriusXM people in podcasting where they're like, nah, nope, doesn't make sense to me.
Nope. That's why people are like, don't you think you guys should be podcasting? No, dude. They want you on the radio.
They won't listen to it.
Nope.
No, it's a weird disconnect that will never change, and I have accepted it now.
But you have gotten into you've done a real good job getting into the podcast world, too, and interacting with the people in the podcast world. I was watching your podcast with Matan.
Oh, yeah, he's annoying.
You think so?
Yeah.
I loved it because, like, you know, Matan lives this
bullshit life.
So
he's not real.
He was in your house.
Obviously, you're a smart guy.
I mean, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I was
But some
actually-
people
I was
are
actually
like-
just having a conversation with our intern Danielle about how it's all fake. Like everything that you see on, it's all fake.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everything's fake.
I hate you.
Damn.
That's right. This interaction right here, fake.
Yeah.
No, but Matan does a good job with it.
Yeah, you know what's... but he cracked, because me and Tully were wrecking him,
Mm-hmm.
and he cracked. And then he made us cut that bit out.
Really?
Yeah, and I was so dark on it, because I'm like, I look good in this bit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I broke you.
Right.
My son likes him, and I'm like, I broke that bitch. Like, you know what I mean?
You told your son?
Fuck yeah, I did. He's like, why isn't it in the show? And I was like, because he made me take it out.
That's right. But now you're on this show being like, it wasn't in the show.
Yeah, well, because fuck that kid, man. You know, he was nice to my dogs.
He was?
Yeah, he was he was a good kid.
And when he was not on camera,
he was good.
But was he still kind of in character?
No, I mean,
not as much.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's not a full put on.
Sure.
It's like if I started coming in going, oh mate, you know, I grew up with kangaroo. My mum's a kangaroo. You know what I mean? I fucked a crocodile. And you'd be like, really? Oh, yeah, mate, missionary. You know, and you were like, that's what you do. Yeah, mate. And then I go off and I'm like, hey, Sam. Like, and you're like, you still sound kind of Australian. I'm like,
He's still
I am
Australian.
kind of. I just never had sex with a croc.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. There's enough plausible deniability.
Yeah, so that's where I think he lives.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
No, it was fun watching you guys interact because you're not really from the world of, you know, we're just going to live in this weird character space. Like, you kind of like to point out what's going on.
Yeah, it's difficult, and he doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to play the game with you when you try to call him out. He wants to stay in the character, and it's annoying. I'm older. I don't like you two people, man. Like, I don't care about the gimmick thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, you could controversy, and I'm like, I've been in controversy. That shit's overrated. Depends on who you are. Some people thrive in it. I don't.
It sucks, dude.
People being mad at me for fake shit or anything that I said is uncomfortable to me.
Right. And then you never fully know when somebody says they're mad at you. You're like, oh, should I call them? Or are they just saying they're mad at me for the controversy?
I know.
Or-
Yeah, I just don't like it. I'd prefer to just be less entertaining if that's the case.
Right. Just do your thing. You just want to do your show.
I don't need the money, you know?
Yeah.
Like, the money sounds cool, but there's a...
Is that because you got used to not being a rich guy? You're like,
Yeah.
okay, I know.
I've accepted it. And I know what I'm here for, you know? I want to help people. I want to do good things, and there's probably less money in that. But that's... I've been in the game where at all costs, be the best.
Unless you started being a self-help guru. You get a lot of money as a self-help guru.
Yeah, but that's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
Yeah.
It is bullshit.
So that's where... No,
Those guys
we're
are
not.
fake too, by the way.
Fuck yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're totally fake.
I've stopped being friends with a couple of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it because you realize, like, oh, this is bullshit?
Because it's not fair to the people.
That's right.
You know, you're selling some gimmick juice.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're like, hey, let's check out this new alcohol. It's organic. And I'm like, it's still got alcohol in it, you fucktard. Like, how's that work? It's like, oh, it's all natural. I'm like, all natural with alcohol.
Right.
You're like a health guru selling tequila.
Right.
I had a big argument with somebody that did that. And he was like, I'm not a health guru. And I'm like, there's no bigger health guru that I've seen on the internet. Like that, just because you say you're not doesn't get you out of it.
That's the other thing. Yeah, they like play with the phraseology.
Yeah.
Well, I never actually said.
No, you have a thing where people pay to go to this thing where you do bowl treatment and yoga and expressive dance. I'm like, you are the #1 bullshit artist in America. Like, just because you say, no, I'm not a guru, that doesn't get you out of it.
Yeah. But then I also saw that you had an animal psychic on your show.
Yeah.
You believe in animal psychics?
Fuck no.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
No, she was like, I'm going to interview your cat. And I was like, I got to hear this.
Okay, that makes sense.
She's a really nice
I would do
lady.
the same thing. I would do the exact same thing. If somebody came to me and they were like, hey, do you mind if I talk to your dog for a while? Have at it.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that.
She just needed a photo. And then she was like, he likes hugs and shit. I'm like, yeah, well played, Vince. How did you know? But she did say that he said that he always says, we're the boys. Right. And that was crazy because I do say that because I have 2 other girl cats. Mm-hmm. And when we hang out, I'm like, we're the boys. We run this house. And I was like, that was creepy.
Right.
But,
there's always something that's just close enough.
Yeah.
Not quite, but just close enough that you're like, maybe.
But she's a nice lady. She got a sanctuary where you can hug cows and shit. And she invited me there. I haven't gone yet because I don't want to get too friendly with cows because I'm
jizz?
What?
I don't know because you just said
where did cows and jizz go?
Because you said everybody that you're friendly with, you want to jizz on them.
Oh no!
And then you said the cows.
No,
I was like,
I'm cute. I'm not gays no more, Sam.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I cured myself from jizzing on random people.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm on the road. I do comedy and girls are. I talk about being monogamous, and that makes girls want to hook up with me.
Yeah,
it's a thing that I've noticed.
And you have to turn them down. Or
yeah, I don't know. I don't even really jerk off anymore. I mean, I have. Sure. I just don't have this fiendish where I gotta come all the time. Like, I'm pretty happy. Like, I'm in my hotel room and I'm like, yeah,
this is fine.
Yeah, I don't.
You're exhausted.
I mean, comedy is. I remember when I first got into comedy and people like bitching about how tired they are and shit, and I was like, that's because you guys are soft. And I'm a different breed.
Nice.
And then, I woke up one morning and was like, oh my God, this is insanity.
So what is the tiring part of it? What is it?
Late night, getting up early to get on a plane.
Right.
And then staying up all day and doing another late night and getting on a plane.
Right.
And then like a couple of those in a row. And all of a sudden you're like, I don't know where I am. Like I'm in Charlotte. I'm like, I think I am. Am I? And everyone's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you never get a flavor of the town that you're in or anything. It's like, let me go to the hotel.
It's rare that you get, like sometimes I get in late at night and then I'm on the air, I'm on the stage and then I'm off in the morning. I'm like, I'm not even really sure where I was.
Yeah. How do you when you're doing a podcast and you're doing all that stand up and you're doing all this stuff, like at what point are you living your life so you can actually have something to talk about?
Well, I still live an interesting life. A lot of weird stuff still happens to me.
Yeah.
And I've just sort of now I'm more into the thing that I couldn't do was write jokes. I don't have that background. So over the last 5 years of watching my peers and having friends like Whitney Cummings and stuff that are passing down knowledge where I'm like, oh, that's how you write the joke. There's not really that many different ways to write a joke.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm good at storytelling, and now I'm like, oh, this story's... And I have all these stories from my past that a lot of people have never experienced, and now that I've got my brain back, I recall more stories now than ever, and I'm like, oh, shit! There's ones that were on the radio that people are like, man, I love that story with the pigeon or whatever, and I was like, I could turn that into a joke.
Yeah.
So they just keep coming.
Isn't it amazing when you realize you have these, insane stories that you forgot even happened?
Yeah.
Like, people are looking at you going, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. And you're like, that's just a thing that happened on a Wednesday that I've forgotten about.
I know. People bring up stuff sometimes, and I'm like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, wow, that's insane. Why did I do that? And then I might write a joke about it.
Yeah.
People, half of my stories, I can tell the crowd's like, that's not real. And then when I get into it, they're like, oh, he really did.
Yeah, you have to start sprinkling in details that you're like, that's not, nobody would make up that detail. This is real.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff in my comedy that nobody would bring up or admit to.
But that's what makes you you.
Yeah, I'm lucky because I feel like it's like, you ever go to Starbucks? I don't have a joke about Starbucks.
Right.
you know.
Right. But I have a joke about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Jason Ellis is going to be at Laugh Boston tomorrow night and Mission Brewery in San Diego on Saturday. Okay, so that's what you're talking about. Being exhausted, coming in to promote. I'm going to be in Boston, and then San Diego is not geographically.
No, I know, right?
The best thing in the world.
Yeah, I go after Boston. I fly into LA, and I'm doing a TV commercial for Black Rifle Coffee. I just got on that team.
That's great,
and they're by the airport, so I'm not going home. I'm just going to this shoot where they want me to dress as a boxer and beat people up.
That's great.
And usually I'd be pretty excited about that, but I've been gone for a week. I want to go home.
Yeah.
And it's a weird thing to realize where you're like,
I'm so close.
Yeah. But no,
home.
I'm going to do like 5 hours of like dressing like a dickhead and fake beating people up. And I'm like, that used to sound so cool to me. And I'm like, I don't want
to do this anymore.
I want to turn it on and be like, oh yeah, super interested, but I want to go home.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to be at home.
Yeah.
That's also an improvement, I think. That's how you know you're getting healthy. You actually want to just be at home and live your life.
Yeah. Yeah. And be by myself, which was a very difficult thing.
It was?
Oh yeah.
You didn't like being alone.
It's almost like figuring out a way to depress myself with something I haven't done or something I need to go do or who can I jizz on, like all those things and now I write jokes or not doing anything and relaxing
is a good thing.
Yeah, it was never, I could watch TV, but my brain is really thinking about something else while I'm watching it.
Sure.
Now I'm like, yeah, man.
Turn it off.
Yeah.
Well, you got full functionality of your brain, which is good.
I wouldn't say full, but a lot more than I've ever had.
Fuller. As full as you're going to get.
Yeah, for sure.
At this point. Yeah. At this point in your life, as much damage
who knows
as
how long
done.
I'm going to have that for. Because I still skate, I still box, so.
But you also, I feel like, are trusting the process a little better, maybe? Like, you're not going, why aren't I having this success right now? I don't understand. Like, stand-up is something that you have to work at for years to get good.
Yeah, a little part of it, because I still have an ego. I still, think about that a little bit, but I'm more about, I've been a really good skateboarder. I've been good at radio. I've been good at stuff. It's not like in the end, I don't really care about the accolades or the pats on the back because I know from my skateboard career, it's over. Mm-hmm. And what was the greatest thing from skateboarding? When I was really good at skateboarding and skating with my friends, that was the best part. So with comedy, would it be cool to have a world tour and get paid millions of dollars? Yeah, that'd be awesome. And everyone would be like, oh, wow, that's you. And I'd be like, that's pretty cool. But I want to be good at comedy. I'm in comedy because I want to be like, these Tim Dillons of the world where they go up and I'm like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like you are on fire.
Like, they just wrote another one and they just wrote another one.
You can do anything you want. You can come up for 30 minutes and do anything about anybody and it's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
If you got the other way, if you got your, world tour, $1 million, special on whatever, Netflix.
TikTok star, man.
TikTok star.
It goes just as quick as it showed up.
That's right. Do you feel like, though, if you got the big check again, you became a rich guy again, would you be able to handle it better and go, okay, I know what this is? Or would you be like, we're back, baby, and just start the whole cycle again? No. I must be the greatest.
No, I paid too hefty of a price to. That scar stays forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I came here on a train from Washington, and when I got out, I was going to stay at Ian Fidance's house, and Ian wasn't coming home until 7 at night.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just walking around New York with my big bag, just rolling it around in the cold, and I didn't know which way I was going because I came out of a train station. I don't usually come out of a train station. I usually go business class, and then I get a fucking town car to the W.
Right.
Because that's what Sirius would do for me. And I never really thought it was special. I was like, that's my life. And then I was walking around yesterday, and I was like, wow, things have changed.
I'm waiting for Ian Fidance to get home.
And I walked past the hotel, and I was like, old me would just walk in there and be like, nope, I'm getting a room. But I was like, that place looks expensive. And then I was like, I need a steak. And I'm like, can't really afford a steak. I might get a taco from the stand. And I was like, how much are the tacos? Because
I might literally get one taco.
I look at how much things cost.
You never did that before?
Fuck no.
Wow.
I didn't care. And when I buy stuff at grocery stores, I didn't look at the label. I looked at how much they were. And if it was the most expensive one, that's the one I would get.
That's how you knew it was the good one.
That's how I knew it was good.
Yeah. Is there anything more, excuse me, miss? Is there anything more expensive than this?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Now I'm I don't have any of that in my
Wow.
head. Yeah.
Now, were you broke at all between skateboarding and radio, or had you made money in skateboarding and then you got in radio, so you had this like...
Nah, I was broke, but I was a skateboarder. I didn't care about money. I cared about being rich when I came to radio and found out radio people were rich.
Right.
It was a part of the
Those
success.
days are gone, by the way.
Yeah, is it?
They fired everybody who's rich.
I heard.
Yeah.
I was on the Skank show last night, and they were like, everyone's getting let go. And I
No.
was like, man, I got out of there just in time, I guess.
Yeah, I consider Sam Roberts' show econo programming.
Shit. I'm sorry, dude.
Look, my family's taken care of. That's all we need.
Wow.
That's all we need.
That sounds great. Sounds like everybody's kicking ass. Yeah, I don't know. Look, it's not what it means.
Kids are fed.
Yeah, well, my ex-wife, baby mama, she married a real rich guy.
Oh, boy.
So my kids are like rich kids. And it's got nothing to do with me.
And they used to have a rich dad, but now you're looking at them going like, you guys are rich. I'm not rich anymore.
No, they got new cars the other day, and I was like...
How old are they?
My daughter's 19, and my son, he's about to be 16 and get his license, and he has a car that is way out of control.
And it's just waiting for him.
I bought my daughter a Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's a secondhand one. It was a lot. I paid out straight up cash for it. That was actually the last thing I bought before I found out the news. I got a business manager, didn't pay attention to any of this shit. Like, I just buy stuff. Yeah. I leave Sirius and I go to podcasting. I got Patreon. Everyone's on my Patreon. OnlyFans is making money. And I buy her a car. It's like 36 grand. And my business manager goes, hey, easy on the spending. I was like, it's 36 grand. It's not like a lot of money. And she goes, that's all your savings. And I'm like,
shit.
I go, wait a minute. I thought I had like 300 grand in savings. She's like, no, you spent that. I'm like, on what? And she's like, day-to-day stuff. And I was like, what about the money I earned? She's like, you don't really earn that much money. And I was like, oh. What about credit cards? She's like, you're in $200,000 worth of credit card debt. And I was like, oh, that's bad. How do I pay that off? Well, you don't. And I was like,
yeah, you lost that 36 grand.
Oh, and then I got a divorce on top of it.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, wow.
When you get a divorce, can you tell the judge, like, I know she wants half, but it's gone?
No, I gave her more than I can afford because I cheated on her and I felt like this is the least I could do.
Right, the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Man, shouldn't your business manager be telling you as you're going? Like,
I fired them.
That's probably a good call.
Yeah,
yeah, that's probably
about
a good call.
3 years too late.
Yeah.
Apparently.
hey, easy on the spending. There's nothing left.
Yeah.
It's not the
They
call.
didn't even invest anything. I was like, you're a bookkeeper. I didn't even know what a bookkeeper was. I found that out.
Right.
You can get one. They're cheap. My business manager was like $4 or $5 grand a month, and I was like, "Is that a lot?" And people were like, "Yeah."
Yep.
And I was like, "What do they do?" And I was like, "I don't know, pay my bills." And they're like, "That's a bookkeeper." And I was like, "What's a bookkeeper?" That's someone who pays your bills. I'm like, "So what's a business manager?" It's like they invested, do all these other things. I was like, "They didn't do that." And then somebody was like, "That's a bad business manager." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, who pays the price? You."
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go. Let's keep going.
Hey, I lost a whole bunch of money because you're a bad business manager. Can I have the money back? No, absolutely not.
No.
That was your money that's gone.
But it's at the end of the day, it's my fault. I'm supposed to pay attention to that shit, and you didn't. We live like a rock star, man.
You were living like a rock star.
Mm-hmm. It was fun.
I'm sure you had a great time.
Yeah, as much of it as that I can remember. Yep.
Do you regret any of it? Like, do you wish you put?
Do I regret anything, Sam?
I mean, maybe not. Probably.
Okay, if it doesn't,
it was fun.
Yeah. Wasn't even fun.
Wasn't that fun?
Wasn't even. It was
wasn't
more
really
just
fun.
for other people that don't care about me to be impressed.
Right. Right. And now where are they?
They're gone.
They're gone.
Oh yeah.
People are gone too.
Because that's a good thing, man. Like having these people around.
It was a cleanse.
Yeah. Yeah. All those people disappeared real quick.
Right. Right. But then Tony Hawk came back in your life. You guys started
Tony
doing
Hawk's
that
always
podcast
been my
together.
friend. He's a real friend.
That's great.
That's over.
I heard that at the end of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
How come?
Wasn't doing the money that Tony makes a lot of money, and for him
Yeah.
to drive to LA all the time, it needed to be a certain level, and it wasn't matching it because he's got a staff and shit. He has to pay for everybody. He's like, I love doing this podcast, but it doesn't make enough money for me to justify where I go all the time. We need to do bigger numbers, need a bigger sponsor, and all that stuff. And it was because to me, it was making was good.
I'm sure.
For me, like, I was like, this is very important. So yeah, that hit as well. But I just keep going, man, because that's every time something bad happens, it's like it's a metaphor for life. Like if it gets bad, like what do? Give up and cry? No, keep
Right.
going.
You're a
and it all
survivor.
works out.
No, yeah. Yeah.
It all works out, man.
Yeah.
Like the comedy thing. I'm going to Australia.
That's
for comedy.
sick. That's
I came
awesome.
here to be a pro skateboarder, and now they're flying me back for comedy.
That's awesome.
After having a radio show for 20 years. Like,
it's pretty great.
It's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, you and Tony Hawk got to hang out with The Undertaker that time. I saw that.
Oh, you're such a loser.
That's pretty
That's
sick.
the coolest thing you think.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, that wasn't bad. But it wasn't the highlight. But
It wasn't you. People are like, oh, yeah, and Tony Hawk's there. I'm like, yeah, but Undertaker's there.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
I'm happy for you, dude.
You're happy for me.
I don't care. He was a nice guy.
He's a great guy.
Yeah. I'm more, to me,
He's
I
also an
skated.
icon.
He's what?
Also an icon.
Yeah, I've heard. I skated. I did stuff with Tony that, as a kid, like I watched. You don't know, but there's like a Bones video when I was a kid. Animal Chin was a video that on VHS, and they made this ramp called the Chin Ramp, and it had like 2 ramps attached to each other, and the Bones Brigade all did mirrored hand plants on this bit, so they're all on either side, and they made a replica. And Tony's like, you and I should do mirrored hand plants on it. And I was like, really? Why? Why would you want to do that? Like, yeah, good for me, but what? You've done it. You are the guy.
Right.
So we went and did that. And now I have a photo of myself and Tony Hawk doing this thing that when I was like 15, I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And now I did it.
That's
with
awesome.
him. So yeah,
It'd be like if The Undertaker tombstoned me.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right.
I actually understand what you're saying.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. It would be exactly that. And then you did a podcast with him for like 4 years?
For 4 years, Sam and The Undertaker. just
And he's your
hanging.
friend. He calls you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's pretty fun.
And you know what? Okay, now I get it too. If he was like, "Hey Sam, I don't really want to do this podcast anymore. It's not making enough money," I'd be bummed.
Yeah, but you would also understand that
Totally.
The Undertaker is on another level.
Of course, I'd be like, "Look, dude,
Yeah.
you're in Death Valley.
I get it. Yeah,
coming
yeah.
all the way here from Death Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Death Valley. Of course, that's where he's from.
That's where he's from. It's The Undertaker.
Duh.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
So you and Ian Fidance are friends, like you stayed in each other's houses and stuff.
What's the next question you're
I'm
going to
just
say?
asking. I'm just- we know
say
Ian.
it.
We know
No,
Ian.
we don't fuck.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't even ask.
The
By the
fucking
way, but
game,
okay.
man, stop it. Jesus. No, I love that dude. He's a good
we
dude.
love Ian here.
And he's such a funny guy and such an upbeat guy. I told him to skate. I've actually heard him a few times.
You have heard him.
Yeah, because he wants to do stuff I do, and I'm like, yeah, man, he should do it. And then
then
he's
gets
not
hurt.
me, so that he gets hurt. But he's a positive guy. So,
He is.
and he's such a great comedian. And yeah, I just love hanging out. We're actually talking about doing a podcast together.
That would be really fun. I
Yeah.
mean, manic, very manic. I think you and Ian together.
Yeah, but it's fun.
It's entertaining.
Yeah, he's never manic bad.
No,
It's
No.
just positive energy.
Yes.
So I love it.
Yeah.
I love being around him.
No, he is good to be around. Except one time he made my kid cry.
What did he do?
I think it was when my kid was.
Put a cigarette out on him?
Yeah, he did.
That's my only beef with him, dude. He
Smoking?
smokes so much.
Oh, he smokes a ton.
I try to tell him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's a one thing that you should probably look into. And he's like, you think it's bad? I'm like, incredibly.
Yeah.
Like the way you do it, incredibly bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's
like everything you do, you have to have a smoke before you do it.
It's going
and
to kill
sometimes
you.
it's a smoke before you have a smoke. But we're gonna have a smoke. I gotta have a smoke before I have a smoke. Like it's ridiculous.
He came over, I want to say this was like a couple years ago, so my son was probably like 5, and he had just had a birthday.
Yeah.
And Ian was like, I'm going to bring him a gift. I was like, great. And he's 5. And so he was like, look what I brought him. It's a bucket hat.
A bucket hat?
You know, like a bucket hat.
No.
You know, like a could you pull up a bucket hat?
Not bucket head.
Nope, not bucket head. If bucket head had come to the house and to be like, I'd
That'd be
like,
badass?
Yeah. But it's a bucket hat. You have kids.
Yeah.
Remember when they were 5?
Yeah.
Were they like, what I'd like for my birthday is a bucket hat? They said
Wait, your
that?
kid cried because of it?
Well, he was. This is what he did.
Your kid's got some critical fashion sense.
Yeah, he said, "Who would wear this?"
Yeah.
He was like,
a douche.
That's right. That's right. And I think Ian was wearing one at the time. And so
Ian is not the most stylish guy I've ever met.
Nobody's got his own style.
It's not good.
It's not good.
But it is his own.
It is his own.
His tank tops are way too small.
They're very small. He likes to show off his body.
Which is also commendable.
It was a choice. You know?
Yeah.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
But he gave my son took it out of he put it in a bag and everything.
Yeah.
My son wanted a toy. He's a child.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted a toy.
Yeah.
You know, just like something that's a toy.
Yeah, clothes are for your parents to get you.
And not even for, I mean, if I gave him clothes, he'd be like,
yeah, not for a birthday.
It's my birthday.
No.
Why would you do
That's just
this?
like, here's some clothes to wear.
And so this kid, he tried to be nice. He was like, oh, thank you, Ian. And then I saw him.
This story gets worse?
I saw him slowly walk away, and I was like, oh, no. And I found him, like, in a corner away from everybody, and he was crying because he was so disappointed.
It makes sense, because if Ian gives you a birthday gift, you think it's going to be fun.
He's fun.
Yeah, he's such a fun guy. You're like, wow, what kind of toy am I going to get?
Right.
Wait, a janky-ass hat?
Right, yes.
Oh, I'm with him now. Yeah,
and then he's crying, and Ian, you know, still to this day, it's like, wow, it was a good bucket hat.
No.
Terrible gift.
Yeah.
Terrible gift.
I'm gonna have to talk to him about
You
that.
should.
Yeah.
You should. And it's also
he should maybe stay away from children.
I think so. Because I also don't like it because, you know, the bucket hat, I think there are a lot of ska people that like bucket hats. And I really feel like it was Ian, instead of thinking about what my son wanted, trying to push the ska agenda.
It's more like, what would Ian want to wear?
That's exactly right.
For a 5-year-old.
That's exactly what it was.
But you know Ian, and you know that that's not his fault.
How so?
Well, he didn't think of that.
He just thought about himself.
He didn't think.
No, he did not. And sometimes he doesn't, and that's the charm.
He was like, gift for a child. I like that hat. Who wouldn't like that hat?
I'll get it smaller because he's a child. Yeah, that's
he can be just like me. If you're lucky, you didn't give him a tattoo.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah. You just got new tattoos, right? I saw it.
Yeah. Yeah, covering some stuff.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a smart guy. But that's the good thing about being covered in tattoos. You can just blob some more on there and nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows the difference. They're just like, oh, what are they?
Ex-girlfriend's name, and then my ex-wife did this thing on me with a stick and poke, and I was like, you guys need to go.
Right.
Yeah.
And what
I'm into horses now. I got a horse.
You have a horse?
Yeah.
Rich guys have horses.
You're
doing very well.
I got it for free.
Oh, you got a free horse?
Yeah.
Where do you get free horses from?
My ex-girlfriend at the time, my girlfriend, she has a horse, and I would always go there, and there was this horse that was being neglected by a friend of hers, so I was taking care of that horse and learning the ways of horse.
Sure.
And, I befriended this horse. Me and him became friends. Wow. I would come with apples, and I would wash him and stuff, and I learned to ride him bareback. I don't even use it like and then...
It's because you're badass.
That's not what it is, but sure. It's because I can't afford a saddle.
They're
anyway.
very expensive. They're leather.
Yeah, I was like, man, let's just ride it without a saddle. It's okay. I don't need to buy one of those. And then I posted it on Instagram, and then the girl reached out to my girlfriend and said, I'm not really around for him anymore. Does Jason want to take care of him? Like, he just has to pay for food and board. And I was like, yeah. So
that's your horse?
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
It's probably been like 6 months.
So you've had the horse for 6 months?
Yeah.
How often do you go and visit him?
Like once a week, sometimes twice a week if I'm around. Comedy shit's taking a chunk out of that, but
look, you got to support the horse.
He knows me. Like, we talk.
You do?
For hours. Yeah.
Does the animal psychic know the horse?
No, I didn't bother getting into that. I got my thing with my horse.
It's weird. You would think the psychic would be able to figure that out, but
I'm telling you, man, I love dogs. I love cats. Like, I'm definitely an animal person, but a horse is another level.
You're connected.
They know you. Like, he knows. You're gonna hate this, but when I go there, he knows I'm coming.
He does?
Yeah. When I get there, he's up at the gate, ready for.
Do you wear like chain wallet? He hears the jingle?
No, dude.
Oh, that's how he would know you were coming.
No, he knows telepathically that I'm on my way.
Oh.
Because I send messages that I'm coming.
Telepathically, you talk to the horse.
Like a dolphin, Sam.
That's sick.
Like a big illustrated penis dolphin.
That's
is what I am.
sick.
Yeah.
So on your way there, you're like, don't worry. What's your horse's name?
50.
Don't worry, 50. Is he named after 50 Cent?
No, she named him. My old dog that passed away, his name's 50. And she named the horse 50, and it was Destiny.
That is Destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I ride him all the time. He doesn't run or anything, so that's why I don't really need a saddle. Like, he just sort of trots a little bit because he's older. So we're both very similar.
Yeah,
he walks with a limp. I walk with a limp. Like he's seen some shit. I've seen some shit.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. So when it's soft, I'll run him a little bit. But if it's harder, I just get off and walk him through the bushes and talk to him about stuff. I kind of realized I was an asshole because I was talking to him the other day for like an hour, and I was like, you know what, dude, you might be my favorite guy to talk to. And then it dawned on me, it's because he's not talking back. And I was like, it's because you don't want to hear what anyone else has to say, you fucking asshole. I was like, well, if I went out with somebody that was very interesting, then that'd be different. But if I say something about a day, because I'm very interesting, Sam.
You got a lot going on, bro.
Right. And if you go, oh, that reminds me of the time I went to lunch with Cheryl, and, you know, I'm like, that's a fucking lame story.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, just listen to my story. It's obviously better.
Your stories don't even need to be remembered.
Yeah.
You can forget they ever happened.
Just nod.
Watch my horse. Watch 50. 50 knows what's up.
But I've learned how to ride him now. Like, I can steer him with my feet and stuff, and I've just learned a lot about horses. Like, dude, my ex-mother-in-law called me and said she was putting a dog down that they had for a long time, you know, because we're still friends. And I was like, I'll say a prayer for him, and I got a little bit sad, and I was just sitting there praying, and then 50 put his chin on my shoulder. And I was like, dude, he's comforting me.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
They know. Horses know shit. They know what you're thinking. They know if you're sad. Like, it's a real thing.
And they're such powerful animals that when they are like comforting you, that's a totally different feeling. Like, they're not dependent on you the way pets are.
No.
Because they're beasts.
Yeah. No, we've bumped into each other a few times. I was like, yeah, that'd be bad.
He's winning that one.
Yeah. He got a bit flinchy the other day because I think it was a bobcat out there, and horses can tell before you can.
Right.
And I had to talk to him about it. I was like, dude, do you know how many fights I've won? Like, between you and me, who do you think wins? Like, if we go back to back against a bobcat, that thing is up shit creek, son.
Right.
Like, show some fucking...
Maybe one of you, but the two of you? No.
Bobcat has no chance against me and my horse.
No, I don't think so
chance.
either. I don't think so either. Because you go for the horse, or you go for you, and the other, you got each other's
Either
backs.
way, yeah. Like, you don't get kicked by either one of us.
No. No. Did everything, you weren't affected by the fires or anything out there?
No, it got real close. Pussies.
The fires were pussies?
Everybody is a pussy as far as I'm concerned. Watch out, come to my house. I ain't coming to your house, you pussy.
Oh, gotcha.
It's like, it's like your house is in the, evacuations. I was like, your mother evacuates.
Nice.
I'm not going anywhere. I got 3 cats and 5 dogs. I got a pool. And I got a floaty toy in a cage. And I was like, if it starts going over the house, I put all the dogs in the floaty cage on the pool.
Right.
And my gun. And
you're going to shoot the fire?
No, I'm going to shoot myself and the animals if we're on fire. I'm not going to burn to death. That shit. I heard that's bad.
No, that's real smart.
Thank you.
That's real smart.
First, I will splash us, but if we catch on fire, I'll be like, fuck.
Let's get in the pool.
You guys are all going down, yeah.
I'm pretty sure we'll be okay in here. And the animals are just going like, why don't we just evacuate? And you're like, well, we can't fucking do it now, so
Where are we
going to
go, Sam? Who's going to take my farm?
You said there were pussies that wanted you to stay with them.
Wait. No. Oh, fuck those people. I'm not staying with them. They don't mean it. They don't mean it.
You don't think so?
No, I mean,
I forgot about L.A. L.A. is different.
Yeah.
L.A. they just say things.
Everybody's full of shit, dude.
Right.
And it's not L.A. Everybody's full of shit everywhere.
You think so?
Stop doing... Yeah, I hate that, man. Everyone with their, California this, California that.
Right.
I've traveled a lot, especially lately. You're all full of shit.
You think so?
Fuck yeah.
Not me.
There's a... That's what they say. If a fires are in New York, it's like, hey, man, I'm coming over with 5 dogs and 3 cats. Would you be like, yeah, man, no problem?
Oh, man.
Yeah, you said enough. You've said enough. Yeah.
Oh, because, we're just super packed in right now, and I don't know.
Let me get you a tent.
Yeah, I think the backyard's
and a
okay.
park. Yeah,
You can
yeah,
go
yeah.
under the porch, maybe.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it to anybody. I'd I've had a great run.
Yeah.
If it's supposed to be, it's supposed to be.
No, that's right. That's a good philosophy. You're not going to move down to Austin with the comedy scene in Austin?
I mean, I'm never going to move permanent because my kids are in LA and I'm always going to be around them. But I might
get a little place there or something.
Something like that.
Could be cool.
Yeah, I've been talking to this girl lately.
Nice.
She lives there.
Nice.
And she's Cajun.
Nice.
I never knew I was into Cajun women.
I thought Cajun was in like New Orleans.
Yeah, well, she moved to Texas.
Oh, you still get to be Cajun even if you're in
She
Texas.
got an accent
Oh, like a New Orleans, like...
Dude, I had no idea.
That doesn't sound like an attractive accent. Is it attractive?
For me, it is.
Wow.
I mean, listen to me.
I guess that's a great point.
Right.
Yeah.
Some people might find this annoying.
I can't imagine.
Right? But I think she's adorable. So, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, but worst case scenario, I feel like I want to go there more just because I want to be out there more and do stand up in different places and
Just be a part of the
learn the
scene.
game. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. I'm happy for you, dude. If anybody wants to see what Jason is doing, the Jason Ellis Show is available every Wednesday on all streaming platforms with bonus episodes and access to the live video feed exclusively on Patreon.
4 shows a week.
4 shows a week on Patreon.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, for those of you, if you've been listening to Sirius forever and you miss hearing Jason every day, 4 shows a week, patreon.com/EllisMate. Jason,
It's kind of like Sirius. It's paid.
I don't understand
subscription.
it. I don't think so.
You type it in, you put your credit card down, and Jason's talking to you, whatever you want.
What channel's it on?
What are you talking about? I just turned my car and I don't hear it.
Patreon.com/EllisMate. You can also see Ellis at Laugh Boston tomorrow night and the Mission Brewery in San Diego on Saturday. Go to thejasonellis.com for all the dates and all the shows and all everything.
I got OnlyFans too.
You still got the OnlyFans?
Not naked. It's comedy.
Is that happening?
Yeah, dude. OnlyFans are paying comics like good money to do like a 10-minute special, all edited and put together. And it's like people, like I know a lot of people at the Comedy Store that are door guys and stuff. They don't make a lot of money, and the comedies and OnlyFans is like hooking them up and giving them shots. So they're really trying to invest in comedians.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. That's the main reason I'm bringing it up, because I think it's really cool they're doing that.
So they can, if they just search Jason Ellis on OnlyFans, they'll find it?
I'm Wolfmate on OnlyFans.
Wolfmate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, OnlyFans.
Same as my Instagram.
OnlyFans.com/Wolfmate. And that's what they say. It says it's all jokes, no jizz.
Is that what it says?
No, I just made that.
I'm like, dude, please don't do that.
We will be right back with Sam Roberts Show. We are back with Sam.
Pass out for a few hours, come back here, and then I realize that I feel like nothing has changed. I'm back, like the loop just keeps moving, and I just go back into the same loop. For example, I walk in this morning, and literally minutes before I got on the air, we're back to the same conversation as yesterday, which is Troy trying to convince Travis that within 30 days he could be a sex symbol. And I'm like,
yeah, but we like weaved our way through to that.
But it's the same weave.
It started because there's a guest in the building that Troy is interested in.
Well, and maybe that Troy got
We
all.
don't have to talk about that.
Yeah, but it goes from one thing to another.
Troy got all. Troy's nipples started percolating.
Troy's in another place this morning.
Well, he found out Adam Levine was doing another show today. The Maroon 5 guy from the Payphone song.
I mean, he has a string of hits.
Yeah, I know, but that string, the end of the string, we haven't seen the string extend in years.
But they're timeless classics.
Well, they're wedding songs. They're not timeless
They're
classics.
wedding songs that I wish I wrote.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
But there's a big difference between I wish I wrote so I could share in the profits, and this is like just good music that I like to jam to. You know what I mean?
I mean, good music is good music. It doesn't matter.
There's a huge difference between good music that's appropriate for a wedding and good music that's like, no, I actually listened to this. Is this Payphone?
Yeah.
This is... And I get it. He's wearing a tank top.
Yeah.
You can see his tats. He's dirty in this video, and Troy likes that.
Oh yeah, because it shows he's rugged.
Right. He's got a rugged thing about him. Oh, he didn't get the memo that we're not doing skits before music
it's
videos
a story.
anymore. Oh, I forgot about the story.
You got to understand.
Yeah. After all,
Although
it
we'll probably
is
just jump into it.
1991. Oh, there's a bank robbery in
God.
the Payphone video.
I want to make it clear that we didn't just walk into the studio and Troy was like, Travis, you could be a sex symbol.
You're just thinking of sex symbols and
Right.
being like, and then maybe that's it. Maybe because he was like, oh, is Adam Levine coming in today? I go, no. And it's not, I'd happily have him in, but he's not. He chose not to.
I mean, what are you going to talk to him about?
The payphone. Yeah, tariffs. Where are you at on the tariffs? We're all going to have to start using payphones because we won't be able to afford cell phones with this 104%. Am I right, Adam? What? Yeah. Anyway, I remember the first dance at my wedding. But then, yeah, we're back to, and then Troy makes the comment that Travis, because, and I think, Troy is thinking in his own context, like Troy wants to be a little skinnier, I think.
I'm getting there.
I know you're doing
You look
great.
good.
It's not an insult.
I'm looking good. I'm looking okay.
You took your shirt off the other week. You look good.
Everybody needs to stop taking shirts off in the studio.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
We don't need shirts off anymore.
Everybody keeps their shirt on here.
Wow, let's all keep our shirt on. Because I think Troy is envious of Travis's slender frame. Because then
It's not that slender.
I mean, you're a thin guy.
He's
told me your waist size today.
He's been talking about all morning.
Yeah,
He's asking about waist size this morning.
He was asking about your waist.
He goes, were you 32 waist size?
And I was right, wasn't I?
I go, yeah.
And I said, you're 32 length. And you said, no, I'm 31.
I said, well, at first I said a lot of the jeans I get, they all come in one length, so you cuff them. And then you go like this. Okay. But if you didn't, 32 length? I go, well, I'm more like a 31.
He was sizing you up.
But he said, you're not impressed that I could figure that out?
I'm creeped out. I'm not impressed.
No, I know waist sizes.
You've just been studying our bodies.
Yeah, I just know where I'm at. I know you're skinnier than me, so I could figure out where you're at.
To be like, hey, one of my quirks is I know male waist sizes.
I know bodies. I can study the male form.
Well, you told me about a place yesterday that I went to. I went to check it out.
A cool store.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, they have smaller sizes.
You were bumming?
Well, yeah, because they don't. I'm like at this point like I say 36, but I mean 38 waist.
I mean, when you say smaller sizes, it's like regular sizes. They're too small for you.
They're too small for me, but yeah, because it's a Japanese brand.
Well, there's a big and tall store that I could be in the direction of.
That's for husky guys.
Oh, you're not husky. But so I think that, he's been thinking about that, Troy. He's been thinking about, frames that maybe he wishes that he had. But listen, I mean, you don't want to be scrawny either, Troy. It's good to be, especially at a certain age. Women want to have a man that has a bit of mass. They feel protected.
I understand that.
By mass.
But I feel like we were in our conversation yesterday, we were talking about Travis having a makeover.
By the way, it wasn't a makeover as much as it was a glow up.
Glow up.
I think it was more of a glow up. And then, yes, Troy made the audacious to me. And this is, and by the way, none of this is insulting. The fact that I'm saying Troy is a little envious of different frames. The fact that I'm saying he may be misstating the time frame that it would take Travis to become a sex symbol. I'm not trying to be insulting to anyone. But Troy is I think he's looking at the way what Walton Goggins is pulling off right now, what other guys have done before. Maybe even you could argue almost like a Brad Pitt in Fight Club with maybe a little less definition. I mean,
Brad Pitt in Fight Club is
very
on another level.
On another level, but
settle down.
I mean, that's peak Brad Pitt.
Wow, I think he still looks great. But
of course he does.
I mean, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
He looks when he was on the roof.
It looks
great.
Tool belt. But I think the sort of
question my marriage.
Okay.
Question these feelings I'm having.
Funny feelings.
You talking about this? You had this poster, didn't you?
I mean, he looks fucking badass.
There were a lot of dudes in the 90s that couldn't talk about how they were feeling.
Yeah.
That had the Brad Pitt Fight Club poster.
No, I just like the movie.
Yeah, no. It's just because he's about to fight someone. That's all that is.
No, I like the soap.
Yeah. The soap is cool. He makes soap, you see.
But even the look that he has with the leather coat and the
Hawaiian shirt.
I mean, that is a badass look.
But you need a slimmer frame to pull it off, and you don't have the slimmer frame.
Not now, no.
Right.
That one time.
So what Troy is saying is that in 30 days, if Travis were disciplined and put his mind to it.
I don't think he said 30 days.
No,
he said in a month.
By summer.
He said in a month. He said it would take you a month. If you really did it, he said within a month, you could be a sex symbol.
By Firefest.
By Firefest.
You could go to Firefest.
By this year's
I could take the show ticket to go to Firefest. Okay.
The Prometheus Pass. You could get your Prometheus Pass, and he said you could be the sexiest guy at Firefest.
You could have any dude you want.
Billy McFarland would be drooling. All the guys would be like, man.
He would take a swig of that water bottle.
Yeah. Whereas I said I feel like it would take Travis. I think it would be a much longer experiment.
You were on the other end of the spectrum.
I said no, but I mean, I still don't think it's a bad thing. I said if Travis wanted to be a sex symbol, which that's the other thing. It takes a lot of work to be a sex symbol, and it's okay to not, like, everybody would love to be a sex symbol, but how much do you want to be a sex symbol? Like, are you willing to put all of your work? Like, you have to really be dedicated to being a sex symbol, and some people don't want it that bad. You know, I don't want it that bad. I'll admit it. You know, I think I have a brolic je ne sais quoi about me. But that's right. But I'm not. That's what a lot of people tell me anyway. I didn't make that up. But no, I'm not. I'm not willing to put that work in. But I think it would take Travis 2 years.
No.
And in 2 years,
I think after Sam's explanation, I would agree.
Because you have to make a full mind, body, and soul transformation. You can't just, Travis losing 20 pounds does not result in sex symbol. Okay? Because also, I don't think you're keeping in mind, Travis has a limited muscle mass. And he would have to put on muscle mass.
And that takes time.
Right. You can't be scrawny.
Right.
You don't want to be scrawny.
But when you're an older dude and you have like cool clothes, it looks better if they're a little more hang off of you than if you're like, you got a belly that they got to go over.
When have you ever seen Travis wear anything that you would consider cool clothes?
But I'm saying, like, if I got together,
no offense.
I didn't take him.
Okay, good.
I would get together with his wife and we would pick out a wardrobe.
He doesn't want that. That's fucked
and
up.
Help. We'd say like, because she has good style. She picks out good clothes for us. So
she has expensive taste too.
She has a very expensive taste.
She does.
But Travis always comes in with like cool stuff on, and he's like, "Oh, Lisa got me this."
It's never something I bought.
Right.
I do think this is why I didn't say Travis could never be a sex symbol.
I appreciate that.
Because he does have a personal style. And that's the first, like, guys that walk around without a personal style, hopeless. You know what I mean? Like,
you're saying he has a style now?
100%.
Sure, you know what I'm coming into.
Travis has a style and a look. Travis has a color palette.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Travis
very basic.
Travis loves his earth tones.
Earth tones.
And black.
Yeah. Black,
I
earth
think
tones.
black is an earth tone.
Earth tones and darker.
Mm-hmm.
I know that when it's Travis's birthday and the family takes him out, he will wear his plaid button down.
I got many of them.
Yep. I know that when it's time for a professional day at work, he will wear a crew neck.
See?
I know that when it's more just like I'm a little tired, let me go comfortable today, it will be a zip hoodie.
Mm-hmm. Or if I know it's going to be windy in the morning, I like my hood. That's why I'm wearing one today.
It's functional.
You said scarf? Oh.
No scarf.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know in the winters he will wear a scarf. And by the way, the scarf, I mean, imagine if the scarf got to be incorporated like you owned it. Because that's part of it, is figuring out what's going to be my thing and absolutely owning it. Like,
I would incorporate scarves for sure.
But 365.
Yeah.
Like silk scarves in the summer.
Oh, silk.
Well, you can't.
In the summer?
A silk, like a silk scarf.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
People pull.
Like a handkerchief kind of vibe?
But you know, scarf size handkerchief. Yeah, like a silk scarf that is a pure fashion
or like
accessory.
a skinny scarf, like Timmy's.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if
on
Timmy's
the red carpet.
Yeah. But
scarf in the summer sounds rough.
But it's not a scarf to warm your neck. Again,
but my neck is going to get warm.
You're still thinking about function over fashion. This is what I'm saying. It can't happen in 30 days because it's a whole mentality. You have to go fashion over function if you're going to be a sex symbol.
No, that's never going to happen.
Travis could look cool within 30 days. Maybe the sex symbol part will take some time.
Well, just putting cool clothes on. Yeah, we could do that in a weekend.
No, because Travis would put cool clothes on, but you could see in his eyes.
Right. Like
the weakness would still be in his eye. The insecurity would still be in his eyes. And we'd shove him. And we'd go, you're not cool because you wear those clothes and they're probably bootleg. Because that's what you do to the kid at school. Right. When the kid at school goes...
Atlanta.
That's right. That's right. We'd accuse him of... We'd try to rip his logo off his hoodie. We'd know one of them was fake. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be pushed back into the lockers over here.
No, you can't just put on cool clothes.
I got to agree with Sam on this one. Troy, I love the support, but I got to agree with Sam on this one.
But it is possible. The framework is there. But it's...
Talking about my body?
Mm-hmm. I'm talking about the physical form. But because you have to try a few different things And you have to figure out what you actually like, because the key to all of it is you have to actually be comfortable in what you're wearing. It can't, if you wear quote unquote cool clothes, but the vibe is that you're in a costume.
Yeah, no, I was just going to use that word.
Right. And if you feel like you're in a costume, that energy radiates.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
100%. Absolutely.
Like,
for anyone.
Troy came back from when you were in, where were you? In China, right?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. Troy came back from Hong Kong, and he came back with big pants on, right?
Yeah.
And if Travis just started walking in with big pants, we go, what the fuck are you doing? And he'd turn beet red, and he'd be exposed. But if I went to you, I was like, what the fuck are you doing with those big pants? You'd be like, yeah, I like these pants.
They're actually very comfortable.
Right. I enjoy, and I like the way I look. I like these pants. And that's why it's like, yeah, Troy looks great in those big pants, you know? And you do. But you can't just put them on. You have to feel like, yeah, I'm confident in these. I like these. I own my appearance. Travis couldn't just put on big pants and do that.
We could get there.
We could get there.
I want to.
No, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. I'm just saying we could.
We could.
Wear big pants.
No,
you don't have to wear the big. You have to find your version of the big pants.
Genkos?
No, not just because you also have skinny legs, so you might not want big pants.
Yeah, you're a 31 waist. Take advantage of that. Like nice and slim.
So you see what I'm saying?
I don't
here?
know what that means.
Well, most of Troy's theory is it's self-based. Like it's more just like I wish
You're
I had
31. Take advantage of that.
I wish, and what he's, I don't even know if he's gotten there yet, and he realizes it. His whole thing is, I wish I had a 31 waist.
I wish
I want to
You
make.
could do it in 30 days.
I'd be happy.
Yeah, he wants to dress you. He wants to make you into a little Troy doll. Like Troy's like, if I had a 31 waist, and he wants to dress you up, and he wants to make you like his little Troy doll. And that won't work for you.
A full straight eye for the queer guy experience.
That's right. That's what he wants to do. That's what he wants. But like Mike, you don't have a 31, 32 waist.
I usually have to go because I have to get pants up over my ass,
and you got glutes,
which usually requires a bigger waistband. So I usually get like a 33, and then I think my leg is like a 30.
Right,
so not very tall.
But you're a bulky guy.
Yes,
right. But
33 is not bulky.
I mean, Mike's a bulky guy.
I'd be happy at the 30. I was at 34 waist at one point.
Well, then you know what? Maybe you should stop thinking about how Travis can slim down in 30 days and just get your waist down a couple inches.
I'm going to start running. I just got to go get shoes, and I'm going to start running again.
I've heard that before.
I will. You watch.
All right, I believe you. I believe in you.
Yeah, believe in Troy.
I believe in you.
He's doing great.
You're doing fantastic.
I'm getting there. I got fat, but I'm bouncing back.
Nobody, and by the way, everybody is like, yeah, Troy's doing great. Nobody's sitting there going like, what happened to Troy? If anything...
Oh, I read the comments. I see what they're saying.
I mean, they say
You're
terrible
not supposed
things.
to read the comments.
I mean, I was in a car yesterday, and Nicole put up a video on Instagram.
Yeah.
They all said I let myself go. I wasn't ready for summer. I was wearing a t-shirt and a hoodie and a jacket.
You look great.
I was layered.
He's not ready for summer.
I was layered.
It's freezing here.
It's so cold. It's 40 degrees. I was layered. It wasn't blubber. I was layered. But
Did you reply?
No, yeah, I should have to all of them. I'm layered.
You're not hot dog.
He gets so hot about it.
Oh, he gets angry.
I saw it and chuckled. I said, yeah, because I'm also kind of slouching, and I can see where they would draw that conclusion.
You're just being natural.
Right, that's kind of funny. Yeah, I like that. But no, hot dog would be furious.
Troy, I'll have my daughter train you for running.
You should. That's what you need. Travis doesn't need sex symbol lessons from you. You need running lessons from his daughter.
I know how to run. It just hurts.
You do?
I don't think so.
It hurts, bro. Everything hurts.
You got to get the right equipment.
What, 2 legs?
No, shoes.
That's a great point.
You got to get the right shoes that are
God
for
gave
you.
The equipment, didn't he?
Yeah. I just need good shoes.
Look at those feet. You're
I
good.
need to get, because I carry stuff with me, I need to get one of those. I need like a fanny pack I throw over my...
Oh, talk to Bob Kelly.
I was down on Canal Street looking for a fake one. They didn't have any good ones.
What do you need to carry with you?
Like my phone, my keys. Because if you wear like running shorts, you can't put it in the pockets.
Are you going to wear underwear?
No.
Okay.
I want the mesh built in.
I rescind my invitation. I'm not letting her anywhere near. Yes, thank you.
No.
I mean,
Yeah. No.
Running
I don't need her
shorts.
to come home
the
with
mesh. The mesh is built into it.
Running shorts that are small enough that I can't carry things in the pockets. I'm not wearing underwear for.
I don't want anything bulky around me.
I'm not putting her in.
Yeah, well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Feel me on that?
Oh, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying, right, Travis?
Oh, yeah. You gave a pounder for that.
Oh, yeah. So that's the plan. You're going to start running again.
Yeah.
Why not biking? You love
Oh, I
biking.
bike every day.
What?
I still get my 20,000 steps. I gotta fucking.
You
go.
walk and bike?
You got a lot going on.
I would not have guessed that.
No. What? You're being shitty.
No, I just wouldn't have guessed that. I thought he was doing a lot of sitting, a lot of stagnant activity.
A lot of eating.
Yeah, the shoulders are looking good. I thought it was a fork to mouth situation. No. I mean,
Troy and I are going to, just crush it.
well, you guys are going to have a hot boy summer. This is, by the way, I think we should do it on
It's
this
way
show.
too late to start for a hot
No,
boy
no,
summer.
no. We got it.
It's April.
I'm gonna start running today. You start getting in
summer's in
shape.
2 months.
We're gonna be hot bros.
But summer goes through August, so by the end of summer, a nice, Labor Day vacation.
Yeah.
Your photo shoot ready on the beach.
Right.
The physical transformation is far simpler than I think a lot of people think. So just Travis hasn't really lifted or anything like that before. So there's just an open field for making gains.
Right. You could, instead of trying to drop all the weight,
just add muscle.
Add muscle.
That's what everyone thinks you need to do a bunch of cardio to cut up. Your best bet is just packing on muscle.
And ingesting protein.
Yes.
Is there protein in DiGiorno?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because it's cheese.
You get a rotisserie chicken, you shred it up and throw it on top of a DiGiorno, then you got something.
All right, that's Mike approved.
good.
Okay.
Plus,
yeah.
you got to do the rotisserie chicken. Because remember, if you cook food, you're a broke idiot.
Yeah,
that's right.
We've been advised
Yeah.
by one of the brilliant minds of our time.
A cobra, if you will.
Yeah. That chopping onions is for fucking losers.
It's for losers and broke idiots.
All right.
Yeah.
Fine. We
Yeah.
have weights at home. I'll just start lifting them up.
I would go to a trainer, somebody who actually knows what they're doing,
I'll
who can
probably-
instruct you on.
Just go to YouTube.
Okay. All right. That's a choice.
Or I'll join Mike's gym.
Mike, you should train Travis.
Oh, that'd be great.
I mean, I could give you two very simple programs to just set and forget that if you execute it over the course of the next year, we'd be looking at a different Travis.
Okay. You know what? Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
by the way, which
Yes.
is interesting because set it and forget it is also how you make a rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm excited.
That's across the board.
Okay. I'll start Mike's program.
That's sick. And then you got to come in a year and beat up.
I'm going to come in every day.
Well, yeah, but in a year from now, when you're yoked up, beat up Troy. That'd be awesome, right?
I just walked in and
Troy, if you just beat him up, it'd be one of those. It would be one of those confidence destroyers for Troy that he would never bounce back from.
He doesn't have enough time.
There would just be nothing like
Never
mentally.
recover.
He'd be broken. Like there are old stories of like old school wrestlers in like the 1980s that were like these tough guy wrestlers, and they would like bully people in the locker room. And like one day somebody's just had enough, or they do the wrong thing, and like they get punched in their face and their teeth get knocked out in front of everybody.
Oh, and that's it.
And they're just never the same. Like psychologically, they're just broken.
Sure.
The whole facade. So I mean, I'm telling you, you come in a year from now after Mike's program and beat up Troy, the whole dynamic has changed.
And
forever.
that's approved?
100%.
Okay.
I already checked with McClure.
I appreciate you.
Yeah. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
He could use a beating.
Yeah.
Let's shift the dynamic. By the way, Mike, what's that program?
I can't wait for the Hot Boy Summer, man. August. Man, maybe come like late August we do a calendar shoot.
Or maybe we do that pool party.
The boys of faction talk.
Oh, yeah.
Boys of faction.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's just sitting around. Yeah, and that's kind of the vibe that I
Can we
want.
get like Earl involved? And
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Of course. Everybody wants Earl in there.
Okay.
Everybody. Chris.
Yeah.
Because I've seen
Bob
Earl with
Kelly.
the shirt off.
What would be great is if we get everybody topless and then me and Ronnie B are just sitting on like chaise lounges fully clothed. Because we haven't done anything. And we're just, all of our staffers are around us
Like a bunch of
topless.
cabana boys?
Yeah, 100%. And the two of us are just indulging.
Serving drinks with little umbrellas?
Mm-hmm. Yep. While me and Ronnie B are just enjoying a couple cigars.
I mean, I know a place we can go.
Being served by our hot boys. And then, Hard Rock Johnny is just sitting there with a pool net.
And we're including hot dog in this, right?
Of course. Of course. He's right there. I also love that Troy thinks, like, if he gets his waist size down, people will stop thinking that he let himself go. Like, it's definitely not the 2-foot-long braided beard that I put on my chin. That's definitely not why people think that I look weird now.
Oh, I don't care if they think I look weird.
Well, but it
Weird's
is
not the problem.
Meanwhile,
There's no
by the way, Troy going like, weird's not the problem. And then he takes a bite of food.
These are chumps.
Yeah, these are good for you.
Yeah,
Like zero sugar.
It's good because it's protein and also it's a lot of zinc from the metal.
Yeah, 4 grams of protein, 45 calories.
Get your iron up.
50% metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danielle, you think there's nothing wrong here, right? These guys.
And I just think it's like, if you want to transform your body, you have to remember that you need to not hate it along the way. You know what I mean?
Listen
Like,
to
the
her.
only way it's going to really transform is if you remember to constantly be appreciative for what your body can do and look forward to how it can improve, but not in a way where it's like, I hate this, I need to change, because that need to change is just self-loathing, and then you're going to self-sabotage with food or whatever the case.
And chomps.
Chomps.
I've been up and down on this roller coaster my whole life.
Yeah.
This isn't a new thing.
Well, so I won't be accepting your advice.
Right.
My fiance is a chef and makes a lot of delicious food, and I have a problem saying no to that. So
Well, you don't need to say no.
Oh, yes, you do.
Maybe
You just need to
smaller
balance it.
portions. Yeah, balance.
But that doesn't exist.
What, smaller portions?
Remember,
Sure
he
does.
eats the 20 McNuggets and 2 Big Macs.
That's right, I forgot.
No,
How many
Big
times
Mac-
did you go to McDonald's when you were in Hong Kong?
3 times.
Remember when he was like, no, I rarely do fast food.
Okay, well, what's your meal? 20 McNuggets, 3 Big Macs.
That's because when I go, that's what I just have to fucking do serious damage.
I do serious damage because I only go like twice a week.
The pool deck is open for us, I'm told.
You checked in.
Yeah, he checked in.
Did you say for Hot Boy Summer?
I didn't ask. He just texted me.
Okay.
He knows what's up.
Because he's listening. Yeah, he knows. He knows everything that's going on.
Yeah, we got to pull. We might do a lot of beach shows this summer.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Times Square beach shows.
Mike just wants to go down to Bar A.
No, we're not doing Bar A. We're doing
Bar A.
I'll be there.
Francesa used to do those.
Yeah,
he did. He did. I feel like, again, acting in self-interest. I love when radio guys do that stuff. Like, I feel like he was doing Bar A because he wanted to. That's like when like Scott and Todd used to do like all their Friday shows from Playland and Rye in the summers because like they wanted to be in Westchester. Like I think like Scott
of course.
wanted to be closer to home. Andy in South Carolina.
Hey, how's it going, Sam?
Fabulously. How are you?
I'm doing great. First off, Troy said that the people in the comments think he looks fat. I personally don't think that Troy looks husky. He does look like a man in his mid-50s who manages a vape store next to a Publix, but certainly not a fat guy.
Right. See?
You do.
But not fat.
Not a fat one.
Not a
just,
fat guy.
You know,
And hey, everybody needs vapes.
Like nobody goes, like they don't go that fat old guy who runs the vape store and like, tries to hit us with the same lingo that we use. Not the fat one. And that's good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Andy.
But,
That's nice.
Yeah, not a problem. The real reason that I called, I think Troy isn't jealous necessarily of Travis's twinkish frame, but I think he's jealous of some of the programs that he has at his disposal, and I was hoping I could run down a couple of them just so Travis knows what he has.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, first up, AARP fitness discounts.
Wow.
You get discounts at Anytime Fitness, 24-Hour Fitness, and others.
Wow.
I think that could be a good one. Silver Sneakers.
What's Silver Sneakers?
It's a fitness program offered through many Medicare Advantage and supplement
Medicare,
plans.
okay.
It provides free access to gym and fitness centers. There are programs specifically tailored for people of Travis's age group.
Oh, Travis, you got to take advantage of
Well,
that.
hang on. I'm writing all this down. Go ahead.
There's Silver and Fit.
Oh, what's Silver and Fit?
I'm glad you asked, Sam. It is another fitness program aimed at seniors. Silver and Fit provides access to thousands of fitness centers and special programs for people just like Travis who may have special fitness needs.
I gotcha.
Because of my advanced age.
Well, yeah, because, the joints don't move exactly like they used to. Maybe there's bone frailty.
Shouldn't I just do mall walking?
Absolutely. You could, but you might hurt yourself. So we might want to go with the YMCA. I have been assured by a representative that I spoke with, they have dialed back on some of the things that may have been thought about the YMCA just a couple years ago. They are very much pro-America.
Okay.
Oh.
So some of Travis's other inclinations may get him looked at funny there, but it is a place he can go.
I appreciate Andy doing the work.
That's great, Andy.
I'm just out here trying to help Travis.
No, I know you are. I know.
Looking out for you. Maybe switch to whole milk. It's very good for osteo problems.
Sure. Sure. I know a lot of babies in geriatrics that have to use whole milk, just to get them where they need to be.
And Sam, honestly, as his employer, for lack of a better word, I'm honestly disappointed that you did not know that Travis, at his age, has these programs available to him.
No, I have to, and that is a problem, Andy. I have to educate myself so I can educate my people.
Growth is important, Sam, and I'm really happy to hear that you're on board.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Andy.
What a great call.
And Troy probably brings up a good point. Are you a little jealous of all the great programs that Travis has at his disposal?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a while for you before you get there. One day you'll get those same programs, but
we're all going to get there.
Right. But unfortunately for you and I, no time soon.
No. We've got a lot of golden years ahead of us.
That's right. Lucky Travis. I like that they all start with silver. Joe in North Carolina.
Hey, Sam. Happy Wednesday. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm superb. I'm a little bit taken aback because I think Travis is the coolest. Travis dresses well, but if you guys want to talk about a glow up, I think he should just get to the gym and then go to that posh Mickey restaurant and wear an ascot with Lisa and his daughter. I think that would be a great, just kind of genesis of his fashion, I guess.
Yeah, I mean a fancy Disney. Have you thought about that?
Gucci ascot from Disney.
I mean, that's a great ascot. Have you thought about that? I mean, everybody needs a look. It's real Gucci. That's nice.
Oh yeah, that's on their website.
That's nice. Have you thought about becoming an ascot guy?
No, but I'm not opposed to it. I'd rather be an ascot guy than a scarf all year guy.
An ascot's like a small scarf.
Right, but I'm really worried about the neck being warm in the summer.
I mean, you got to stop with the function over fashion.
Yeah, but I don't want to be sweaty and being like, I'd be so much more comfortable if I wasn't wearing this.
Nobody sweats in silk scarves. I've never seen Timothy Chalamet with one drip of sweat on.
I don't think he sweats. That's the thing. He's like Prince Andrew.
That's right.
An ascot's an item of distinction.
It is.
It is.
It's for the well-to-do.
Yes.
And I would like to be well-to-do.
Well, you don't even need to be well-to-do. You need to present well-to-do.
Right.
It doesn't matter what's really going on. As long as you present well-to-do.
Then people will think.
Right.
He is well-to-do.
Oh, he's from the islands.
And older men wear ascots.
Of course, because they know. They remember. They remember what it's like. Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be great. I think you should get a deep fake tan.
No.
You're not going to do the tan?
No, we're not George Hamilton.
Okay, well.
No.
I mean, you can go out sun and get a little sun.
Yeah, sure, but I'm not getting a tan.
No, you don't have to get a fake tan. Sam would look good with a nice fake tan.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Fake tan, fake teeth. That's been you've been talking about that look literally since the day I met you.
But that's what I'm saying, right?
Unironically.
If Travis came in with fake teeth, it'd be like, who do you think you are? But if I came in here with big fake teeth,
I would look at you and be like, you're the fucking man.
Yeah, and
I'd be like, yeah, these are my teeth.
These are my teeth. I have a great smile.
I bought them.
I paid good money, and it's big and it really sticks out. And you guys are going to have to get used to it because.
And sure, my voice is different, but big deal.
I was talking to my dentist about it.
Oh, were you? So you're really taking steps in this direction.
I'm looking into it.
But what? You literally have nothing wrong with your teeth.
That's what my dentist said.
Like people get those, they have rotted teeth, and you go okay, I need something nice.
My dentist was like, I specifically don't want to do this because she said, I mean, I was just there last week talking about it.
Oh my God!
She said, "Well, I was there. I was there anyway." And I was like, "Well, we're here.
Oh,
Let's
it
have the
wasn't a
conversation."
consultation.
No, it was not a consultation. No, I had to get a cavity drilled, and I said, "Before you get things going, let's have a conversation."
A little too many sweets?
Oh, well, here's the thing about me, and I don't know if I've told you this before.
Go ahead.
Big soda guy. Love soda. And that's not changing. But I said, and she said, "Well, you have a great smile, so I don't want to."
She was hollering?
Of course, they all are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's normal for me. But
that's just a Tuesday for you. Huh?
Exactly. But she said, but like you have to put permanent veneers in. You got to carve down the teeth.
Oh, yeah.
She was like, I really don't want to do that. I was like, okay. I mean, I hear you in saying that.
But these are my teeth.
And she's like, yeah, it's your decision.
Your body, your choice.
Yeah.
She goes, there are clip-on veneers.
Clip-on?
And I go, okay. And she goes, they're nice now and they do a good job, but those are the ones that affect your speech. And I was like, that's a no-go.
No way.
One thing I can't do is come in going like, hey guys, welcome to the show.
And then if you don't like it, just unclip them.
Yeah, I can't. Because it's two things. Number one, I can't have my speech affected. People love the tenor of my voice. Right. It's one of my key pillars. And that's always been that way.
On the 5 pillars of Sam?
On the 5 pillars of Sam, the tenor of his voice is very close to the top. And also just the degree of, oh, you got the clip in, so you're not really committed to it. Right.
Not only did you not make the commitment, you're not financially able to get the real thing.
That's how you look at it?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
I need to know these things.
Yeah, and it's embarrassing. You ever see somebody with a clip-on tie?
Yeah. Look like an asshole.
Yeah.
You want to pull it right off their shirt and shove them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how I would feel with your clip-on teeth. When I get my glow up, I would shove you.
If I could just say, to be 100% fair, a lot of times you do that because you're like, this dork doesn't know how to tie a tie. And I will say that I did feel similarly when I saw Travis go to a wedding and he put the pre-tied tie around his neck.
Because
his wife had clearly tied it before they left the house. And he put it on.
No, we're not. Yeah, because it's not true.
It is.
His reaction makes it true.
Come on.
I mean,
like if you were like,
if that wasn't true, he wouldn't have reacted like that.
No. If you were like, Sam, your wife ties your ties, I'd be like, okay.
Okay.
Like, yeah. What do you like? You guys are stupid. That's what I would like. Well, whatever.
Do you know how to tie a tie?
Yes.
Then why?
Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I think we added this to the list of things Travis can't
Bro.
do.
Can't tie a tie, can't ride a bike.
Bro,
Can't throw a bubble. Football, can't blow a bubble.
I saw this guy, 5th grade style. When you go to 5th grade graduation, this is what you do. Put the tie on, already tied, like a necklace.
I did it at home.
Nobody has ever done that.
I mean, it literally takes you 30 seconds.
It was a 2.5-hour drive. I didn't want to drive with a tie on.
But then
you had to
just
go all the way out to Pennsylvania in the middle of the day.
But
who's on a Friday?
You get there and you tie it.
No.
It takes how long?
Literally, I could do it in 30 seconds.
Eyes open
or
closed.
Either or, whatever you want.
Of course. Of course you could.
And I haven't worn a tie, and I couldn't even tell you last time I wore a tie. And I could tie one right now.
Bro, I could tie a bow tie.
You can go on YouTube and watch it and go, oh, this is what I do.
I'll tell you what, I can't tie a bow tie.
Nah, it's hard.
That's okay. I can tie.
I actually don't think I've ever worn a bow tie.
Sure. And I mean, yeah, I've had to tux it up for WrestleManias and formal events like that.
I got formal events such as
WrestleMania, such as.
I was already annoyed that day. That was.
I mean, I'm just hearing excuses.
You got out of the car. You didn't want to be there. You drove 2.5 hours, and I was like, "You can't tie a tie."
I mean, you remember it was a Friday afternoon wedding.
Yeah, driving all the way to Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
in rush hour.
Yeah.
And then the only thing that brought me any joy was getting out of the car and finding out you can't tie a tie. Danielle, he put this tie on, already tied.
Yeah.
Put it on like a necklace, and then just,
I'll bring in a tie tomorrow.
Shortened up. No, because you're going to learn on YouTube tonight. Nobody believes you.
No, I'll turn off my internet.
We have to find one right now.
So you're saying you pre-tied it before you got in the car?
Yeah.
No.
Why wouldn't you just tie it once you got to the place in the bathroom or something?
That's exactly right there.
I'll tell you why, because even if he did do it himself, it took him 90 minutes because he was learning. Damn it, I messed it up again.
Before.
Yeah, exactly. The fat part is like 2 inches long. He's got the other thing going long. No, the fact that he set it up the night before. Nobody, as an adult, goes, as a kid, if you go to church every week, Maybe you tie your tie once and then you leave it for the next week. As an adult, it takes 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Nobody has ever tied a tie before they left.
All right, well, I'm sorry we're not all like you.
You're not like anybody.
Then I'm unique.
By the way, don't other me. You're the one getting othered. Okay? Not me. Because I tie a tie when it's time to wear the tie.
I can tie a tie. Mike, can you tie a tie?
Of course. I have a quite strong collection of ties and pocket squares.
That's great. That's great.
Ties are great.
Do you know how, and you fold a pocket square properly?
I like to do different little, things. Sometimes I like to poof it. Sometimes I like the triangles.
That's great. That's great.
I like to poof it.
You like to boof it is what you like to do. You like to boof it. That's what he said, too. He's like, I'm drinking less. I'm boofing more.
Pocket square is a move.
Yeah, you can't do a pocket square.
I can in 2 years.
Yeah, that's...
And I'll incorporate that.
You know what? 2 years. I could see 2 years. Maybe the look is an understated suit.
Mm-hmm. Bolo tie?
If you want to go bolo tie, you can. That's a huge risk. That's a mega gamble.
It's like tariffs.
I mean, they're very convenient. Yeah, it is. It's the tariffs of ties. Just because, man, if this works, you're going to be a genius. But odds are, and by the way, the road there is going to be rocky.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of people panicking.
You can do understated suit, shirt, 2 buttons open, no tie.
Okay.
Because we know you can't do it.
Well, he can wear the tie as a skinny scarf.
You could wear a skinny tie as a skinny scarf.
I can tie a tie.
No, you can't. And then a pocket square, no tie.
Okay.
Right? So there's still a little flair on that thing. A slim-fitting suit. That could be a good look for him. And
great look.
And he wouldn't have to worry about the fact that he has no idea how to tie a tie.
Right.
I think you guys are really getting off.
I saw him tie a tie in a square knot once.
Oh, my God.
It's crazy,
what
right?
What the hell is going on?
I don't know. A square knot.
I don't remember that, but I may have been drunk.
Right over left. You just poofed. Jason in San Antonio.
Yeah, I gotta go with Travis here. I'm a grown ass adult. All my ties are already tied. They're loosened in my closet on a tie rack. I'm not freaking wasting time every time I need to put on a tie.
First of all, Jason, there is no way that you have a life that is so busy and so important.
So busy.
Time is money, baby. I'm going to leave my ties tied. Leaving ties tied.
I don't do that.
It's called efficiency.
It's not efficiency because it ruins ties.
Yes. It is.
Yes.
No, it doesn't.
Yes,
what do you ever see is the part that goes
untie
around
one of your
neck.
ties.
All they ever see is the flat part.
You're saying because the knot never comes out, that if the tie is ruined beneath the knot,
doesn't matter.
Right.
It's never exposed.
Nobody sees that.
I mean, you guys are going to lose your minds here. Not only will I tie a tie when it's the appropriate time, but I'll think to myself,
wasting time.
I'll think to myself, what kind of tie knot are we going to do today?
You know how to do multiple knots?
Yes.
Like a Windsor? You know how to do a Windsor?
Yes, because don't forget, thank you, Jason.
I can do a Windsor.
You can't do
Yes,
any
I
of
can.
it. You eat Windsor chocolates. That's it.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of.
Yes.
I meant I could go for a Windsor.
You guys were talking about that? Because when I was wearing suits for WWE, which I don't do as much anymore,
right.
But when I was wearing suits for WWE, that's what I would try to do. I try to do like some different things, try to flare it up, try to do whatever. So I started teaching myself different tie knots. But Mike, you're a tie collector.
Yes.
You know.
You got to roll it.
Of course, it's terrible for the tie.
You roll them and you put them in the drawer next to each other.
Yeah, I don't want that guy that just called on my team.
He's wrong.
He's wrong.
Right.
All my ties at my house are untied because they will get ruined.
They will ruin the tie. And also, the cockamamie answer. It's a time saver.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no.
Really?
I tie the tie before I leave the house. Sometimes I take it off. Sometimes I just leave it like hanging.
I don't believe you.
I don't keep them all
Who ties
pre-tied.
it? Who ties it?
I do.
If you're just going to lie,
Go
we
ahead.
won't have the
Go
conversation.
ahead. Text her.
You know what, though? If you text her, she will answer honestly.
She tells no lies.
That's what I love about his wife. She will answer that question honestly.
She sold you out about the pin collection.
That was a lie. I shouldn't say she tells no lie.
She said, look at Travis's pin collection.
That was a lie.
He traded all kinds of cast members for these pins. And she said that you went to multiple cast members and said, no, it's for my daughter.
Yeah, she's over there. You can't see her right now.
Yeah. No, I have multiple kids. Joe in Pittsburgh.
Hey, are we going to start dressing Travis like a 70s cartoon character, like Dick Dastardly or Fred from Scooby-Doo?
No.
Dick. Okay. Okay. You know what, Travis? I mean, if you showed up with a purple coat like that, like Dick Dastardly, with the collar all popped and everything.
I'm not opposed to the coat.
That could be mega for you, and some big red gloves. And it's like, what's with the gloves? And you're like, this is what I wear.
Yeah, I wear gloves.
Right. Like it's just like a flex, just a peacock. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. Big J wears mittens, so
right, and he pulls it off.
Wears fingerless gloves.
Yeah. You just got to lean into it.
Right.
I think Dick Dastardly would be good for him. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that's a good idea. Would you do you think you'd go with the poofy hat and the goggles, or you'd skip the hat?
I'm not a hat guy. I can't make hats work.
Would you style a mustache?
No.
I'm telling you, that might be a good. If you kept the beard but kept it low.
No, I'm not going to be a mustache guy.
And
I
then
love your dad.
Grew out a big fat mustache but kept the beard and styled the stash.
Nope. I'm not going to be that guy.
All right. Well, sorry to the chicks out there. They would have been into it.
My wife's breathing a sigh of relief.
Yeah. Oh man, I wasn't going to be able to keep that guy home. Dr. X in Mexico City.
You got to rock it like Scooby-Doo, man. Throw out the fucking ties, go with the ascot. Bring it back.
Yeah, I think especially for Travis who can't tie a tie, the ascot might be the move.
That dude put the ass in ascot, I'm telling you.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right, Dr. X. Thank you. Hot Dog just texted, and this is a learning story for you, Travis. This is something you should pay attention to. Hot Dog said, I got bullied into learning how to tie a tie in middle school when the kids made fun of my clip-on.
Are you surprised that he was wearing a clip-on?
I'm not surprised at all, and I am not
Why is he wearing
surprised.
ties in middle school?
Maybe it was like graduation, so I hope it wasn't just an everyday thing.
Did you go to prep school?
I don't think so.
You hear him speak? He didn't go to a prep school.
He's got 2 second languages, Hot Dog. I've never seen it before. No,
you think he was
first.
one of those dorks that just wore ties every day?
That'd be
you think
awesome.
he was young Sheldon?
Except clip-ons.
Except clip-ons.
I love that we talked about bullying clip-on ties, and Hot Dog was like, you're bringing up my traumas.
Say no more.
But if Hot Dog can figure it out, you can figure it out.
I can tie a tie, and I can ride a bike.
No.
I can't blow a bubble.
You can't throw a football.
I can throw a football.
Oh, we'll see.
That thing goes straight
Can
to
you
the
swim?
ground.
Yes.
All right.
Why are you just picking
Let me
things
tell
out
you
of
something.
We'll see.
You get Travis in the pool.
What do you mean we'll see?
We'll see when we get to the pool.
You might as well throw a brick in there. He's going straight to the bottom.
He's going to need his aqua wings.
Oh, yeah. He's like, no, I'm wearing these floaties as a bit. Travis was actually like a medical mystery. It's like we've never seen a kid. He just sinks to the bottom. Humans have a buoyancy. He has no buoyancy.
You're asking me if I can just do everything a child learns how to do.
He just gets in the water and sinks right to the bottom.
Oh my God.
We've never seen anything like it.
Check your texts.
Okay. Oh, wow. Hot Dog did go to a school that had a uniform.
See? Yeah.
So he wore a tie every day. So he did wear a clip-on tie every day.
Wonder what kind of school he went. Did he go to a Catholic school?
No.
I don't know.
What would he have gone to?
I figured he went to public school. I can't believe that anybody would spend money on his education.
You know, kids these days, and they're not learning anything.
They weren't learning
Is it the
anything.
indoctrination?
It's just, they're just not teaching them.
I got you.
I mean, look.
I didn't know that was happening. I got kids in school now. You got to tell me more. You got to fill me in on what's going on.
It might be better up in Westchester because there's some money up there.
Right.
But, like, if you're... Didn't he grow up in Harlem?
Yeah. He's never left home.
Can you imagine the school district up there?
How did Hot Dog survive public school in Harlem?
He wore a uniform. I don't know what he was doing.
It had to be some sort of, like, Catholic prep school or something.
Maybe they just bullied him in. Like maybe his classmates said you have to wear a uniform.
That's what I'm thinking. Like there wasn't an actual uniform.
Right. They forced him. They're like, if you don't wear a uniform, we're going to beat you up.
Kick your ass.
He had to wear a uniform. It was either that or give him his lunch money.
That's right. Travis cannot tie a tie.
Yes, I can.
Matt in Boston.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this. Not only can he can't tie a tie, he has to clip his pants like Matthew Modine in Married to the Mob, so he just jumps out of bed and falls into his pants.
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I didn't want to say that part, but yes.
The answer is yes. Thank you, Matt in Boston, for clearing that up. Yeah.
Can you swim?
I want to see it.
You don't believe him?
You don't get to just say, "Can you do X?" and then
if
be
you
like,
said that to me, I'd be like, okay, I'll show you right now.
And then you say yes, and then he goes, I won't believe it. I refuse to believe it.
Can you eat food with chopsticks?
yeah, but not great.
Oh, I don't think so either.
Like, I would prefer a fork because I'm a red-blooded American.
That's okay. All right, I like where he's going. He's a tariff guy.
But like, I can use chopsticks if I have to.
I want to see that.
But you won't.
No, it's not that I won't. I would just prefer not to.
Hot Dog said it was a good public school, and some of the good public schools have uniforms.
Not with ties.
Well, I don't know.
Like, my daughter went to an elementary school that had a uniform, but it was just like...
They don't make girls wear ties.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is, like, for the...
What do you think this is, Britney Spears?
Even for the boys, it was like this color shirt, these color slacks, blah, blah, blah. It was never like tie.
No.
You're tie.
You're thinking when you made her work at Target.
That's right.
And she was trying to work towards the denim, the month of denim.
It was one of the good Harlem schools. Which one?
No, I don't need to know what's
I want to know.
I don't care. All right, well, I don't care.
I think he's full of it.
Well, you can't say you think he's full of it and then tell Troy that he can't think you're full of it. You're sitting there going like, oh, Hot Dog's lying. Meanwhile, Troy is bringing up very legitimate points.
They're not legitimate points. He's asking if I can swim.
Yeah, so then if you said to me, I don't believe you can swim, I'd be like, okay, I'll show you.
Yeah, you dive in right now.
Let's go to the pool right now.
I've offered to ride a bike.
I'll literally walk up to the pool with you right now, and I'll show you I can swim.
I've offered many times.
But you don't have swim trunks.
I'll go skinny dipping.
That's a shock.
I think the pool's heated, so I'm fine.
You're fine.
Call Hard Rock Johnny. Let's do some laps.
Go to the pool right now.
Let's go right now.
Let's go to the pool.
Well, you challenged him. See, that's the way you respond to a challenge. We'll go right now. Fuck
right
you.
now.
I'm not questioning whether he can swim or not.
And we'll ride bikes up. I got my bike. You get a city bike.
No, you're gonna need one of those. You know the seats you put on the back of the bike for kids.
Yeah,
you're gonna need that for Travis. He can't ride.
Do city bikes have training wheels?
Yeah. Yeah, Travis can't stay up on a bike.
Can't ride a bike.
All right, let's see it.
What do you think Travis is better at, bike riding or swimming?
Oh, both are terrible.
Yeah.
What do you think I did as a kid?
Nothing.
Bro, God only knows.
Yeah.
God only knows.
We don't even want to think about those dark days.
I mean, you can't throw a football. You can't ride a bike.
No.
You can't skateboard. You said that.
I can.
You don't think he can spiral a ball?
No.
Spiral like on one finger?
No. Like throw a football in like a spiral
spiral
fashion. Yeah.
I mean,
can you put on a baseball mitt and throw a ball and with somebody and throw back and forth?
Yes.
I don't believe it.
His dad was like,
okay.
His dad was like Dennis Leary in The Sandlot, going like, I'm not gonna play fucking catch with you. You're a fucking wiener. Like,
yes, I can do all those things.
Oh, Dad, you hit me in the eye. You know how many times Travis had to go back into the house and they had to put frozen corn on his eye?
Wearing that giant billed fish hat?
Oh, yeah. Big brim on that hat. You were trying to figure out what a s'mores is to save your life.
I can do all those things.
Well, look.
We can have Travis Field Day, and I can do all the activities.
Okay. That'll be fun. Let's start with laps in a pool.
Yeah, fine.
How many laps do you think he could do before he's fucking winded?
How big's the pool?
You saw it.
I can do at least 2.
At least 2.
Solid 2.
Yeah, I can do I can do a back and forth, no problem.
Laps will get you.
Oh yeah,
of course.
Laps are tough.
Can you do a flip on a trampoline?
Can I do a flip on a trampoline?
Front flip.
Probably not, just because I never did. You know, like I could try.
If he tried to do a flip on a trampoline,
would you like to watch it? If he breaks his neck.
It'd be so great
just to try to prove you wrong.
Because in one motion, he would somehow fall flat on his face and break his ankle in one of the springs.
And he'd break his back then on the rim of the trampoline.
Yeah, the waiver that you have to sign before you go into a trampoline park was written after Travis. Like thinking what would happen if Travis jumped on the trampoline.
Yeah, I'd try it. I've never done it.
Can we record it for the show?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, soul material.
Everything.
Yeah.
That'd be funny, right, Sam?
I would love to see it.
Which the success or fail?
I just want to see a Deteftalon.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he keeps bringing up these things that I don't think he can do half of them.
You don't?
No.
Why would I bring it
What
up
do you
if I
think he
could
can't
do?
do?
Throw a football throw a spiral football. How Troy's not?
He's an X Games guy. He's not.
Yeah.
The jocks beat him up. He got kicked out of school.
Yeah.
Well,
You got him back. You got him back.
I had to mace him.
And punch him so hard.
I shit my pants.
Right. And so I'm not saying you got. I'm not saying you got.
But I can always throw. Anytime I'm in a backyard or something, I throw around a football.
I'm ready.
I don't think he does.
No.
Because how often is he in a backyard?
And I think if we had a catch, two boys, two mitts.
Who do you think's better at catch?
Me. Oh, 1,000% me.
You're schooling him.
I'm so confident on that just because of.
You're a baseball baby.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what they call kid. They call them baseball babies.
There goes my baseball baby.
That's a baseball baby. You think Travis could do better at you at a game of catch?
No.
You think you do? You think you'd rock him at catch?
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't even know catch was a competitive sport like that. But now I'm into it.
I mean, we could make it a
Well, you
competitive
have to throw
sport.
the ball to the person. You can't throw it like way off.
Oh,
Like
no,
some
you
of
can't
the
do
bad
that?
pitches we've watched.
Oh, you can't do that? If I throw a ball up in the air, you can't catch it?
Yeah, of course I could.
No, I don't think
Do you think
can.
you could catch a pop-up fly?
Not a chance. Not a chance.
I got it. You said you had it. I thought I did. And just doinks off his head.
No. If we just start tossing balls up in the air,
Right.
not a chance.
Because you should be able to catch a ball from the air. I mean, that's a pop-up is like...
Of course I could.
You could?
In a second.
No.
Let's play a game in dodgeball.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, now.
I kick your ass at dodgeball.
You think you're getting him at dodgeball?
Bro.
One-on-one
If you did the
dodgeball?
Sam Roberts show dodgeball,
Do they still do that in high school? Because that used to be the best.
that's the best.
I don't know in high school if they still do.
They have like adult leagues now, like in Hoboken, where
Oh my god, I would do that in a second.
Bro,
people
I
get
went,
into legitimate altercations.
Yeah.
I went to camp. I must have been, like, it was like a day summer camp that just had many activities. I was probably around 11 years old or something like that. And one of the activities was dodgeball. They had these counselors that were just built like brick shit houses. Like, I mean, maybe I'm seeing it through my mind's eye, but I've never seen a guy this size before
Bunch
in my
of
life.
Larses.
I mean, it was like two
Heavyweights?
like big, like husky, big, but like strong, big guys, like football players,
Like Butterball. Or whatever. his name
Butterbean.
is. Butterbean.
Yeah, with just pure and utter. They were barrels of strength, and they would always sign up to be the counselors for dodgeball, and they would always play the game. And I'm not kidding. I once saw this dude, and he took a dodgeball and he wung it at one of the kids. Thank God the kid got out the way because the dodgeball hit the floor and exploded. It broke. And it was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh yeah, people got way into it.
Yeah, like these guys were just in it to peg kids with dodgeballs.
When we would walk into the gym in high school and see the dodgeball was set up, and we had no idea it was coming.
Oh, it was such a great day.
Oh, it was the best.
Because that was the only thing I was good at in gym was dodgeball. And it was more the dodge.
Oh, really?
I was super great at
Not
it.
even the deflecting, when you have a ball and you can deflect the ball.
Oh, I like deflecting.
Yeah.
And I was actually pretty good at catching a dodgeball. You know what I mean? And getting people out.
That's intense. And that's coming right at you, and it's like...
Oh, and it feels so good when some like athletic kid throws a ball at you and you catch it and you're just looking straight at him and go,
like, "Outta here!"
No. For me, I'd go, out of here.
Defense is just as important as offense.
I was a great defensive
And you need that.
dodgeball player.
You're out of here. Get out of here.
Hit the road. Hit the road.
Go sit down.
That's where I'm a Viking.
Oh, that was the best.
Yeah. But you think you could take Travis just to...
I think we should do the Sam Roberts show dodgeball
Detectalon.
team.
Yeah. Oh, dodgeball team.
Dodgeball team.
Me and Mike, we'll
No.
take on literally everybody.
No, you can't. What? No.
We'll take on Travis, you guys can have McClure, you can have Stanley T.
Stanley T doesn't work for the show. He works
Well,
for a different
you
show.
guys got to get some people on your
A bunch
team.
of wieners and seniors?
Wait. Okay. Wieners and Seniors. It is a funny name for a team. No, we have to get people from the show. Like I would say it's.
Can't have like Bob Kelly?
No, it would be dodgeball pairs, and it would be Mike and Troy versus Travis and Mario Bosco.
I mean, that'd be the best.
We play intergender.
All right, so it'd be 2-on-1.
It would be intergender, and it'd be Travis and Mario Bosco
I think if Mike and I like wrapped our legs together, we had to be tied together. We could still win.
You are both really overvaluing.
You both
yourself.
have one hand tied behind your back?
Yeah.
Like a father-son picnic?
Yeah. That's right. That's right. You have to be in a potato sack together.
Troy really sees himself on the same athletic scale as Mike.
You're right, he does.
Yeah.
And he thinks that you're weak.
Yeah.
But
I'm up for the challenge. Like you name it.
Yeah, you're the one pushing it.
yeah.
You name it. I
You
will
want
do
to be
it.
like 2-on-6.
You know what this is?
Because you're going to hide behind Mike.
This is every movie, and you'll love this, Danielle, because it's from a movie script from the era that you love. It's every movie where the less thans are going after the athletic more thans. It's heavyweights. It's Revenge of the Nerds.
Ski School.
Ski School. It's all of it. Billy Madison.
Mm-hmm.
Where at the end, there's this, competition, and they don't realize that some of the events actually will favor the less thans.
I thought it was when he plays dodgeball.
No. See, Troy is the athletic camp from across the river.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't realize the heart that you guys have.
That's right.
Right? And so it's like, yeah, dodgeball, you're
He's
going to
putting you in that category, too, by the way.
No,
Don't forget.
I'm outside of this.
You can be outside all you want, but
I'm a league owner.
He is putting you in the category.
He could put me in. I don't think so. He knows I'm the league owner. Okay? I'm the Roger Goodell of all of this. But I think what he's not taking into account is that, yes, there will be dodgeball where he will probably take you to school. Yes, there will be swimming where you'll sink like a rock.
I don't think he can throw.
You think, okay.
He's not a sporty guy.
No, he's an X Games guy.
Yeah, he's just acting like because he's big, he can do all this stuff.
And odds are,
I think he's really overvaluing himself.
What you tell me this, Travis, because you're a baseball baby.
Yeah. Yes.
You're a baseball baby. What are the odds that Troy gets out there and he throws his shoulder out immediately?
100%.
There's a high likelihood of that.
I mean, here's the thing about Troy, and this is
he's gonna go 150% on the first throw.
I was about to say, whether you've been successful or unsuccessful, if you've been a part of any athletic venture, pacing yourself, figuring out it's a long game, you have to be here all afternoon. Everything I've ever seen Troy do in any respect. At the very beginning, it's 150%. When we did the chicken fingers eating contest,
yes,
he did 15 in the first 10 minutes.
We kept telling him to slow down.
He was fucked.
He's like, I'm going to have another.
He was
relaxed.
He was dead in the water because he went 150% at minute 1. He'd be the worst marathon runner you've ever seen. Sprinting, you'd be amazing.
That's where you'd be a Viking.
You go hard fast, though. And you may wear yourself out. You may throw a shoulder out early in the dodgeball game, and if you're injured, Travis will show no mercy. Because Travis, don't forget, has no soul. You know what I mean? That was taken from him. So that could be something that comes back to bite you. And you have to.
I'd be completely up for the challenge.
Wow.
I mean, literally, like whatever. I'll have a football tomorrow.
Whoa.
Whoa. Wow. Laces out?
I didn't know it was that serious.
He's getting a football tomorrow.
I will get a football tomorrow.
But what about a game of catch with mitts?
I'm a lefty, so I got to get a lefty mitt. But yeah,
I mean,
so
I think
am
that's
I.
perfectly fine.
I've already got my mitt.
You're a lefty?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to do that tomorrow too. Do that tomorrow.
Yeah. I got my glove. I'm ready.
That's sick. You already have a glove.
Of course I do.
The guy, he's saying he's going to beat you, but he's got to go buy a glove real quick.
I don't need a glove. Fuck it.
You don't?
No.
You can do it without a glove?
I'll do it without a glove right now.
Okay. We're getting comments from people that know you guys. The crowd is saying, I've got Troy in running and bicycling. Everything else he's completely washed.
I would agree with that.
I think that there is something to that.
I mean, Troy just doesn't think I can ride a bike. I'm not trying to beat him in a biking competition.
Yeah.
I just have to prove I can ride a bike.
But I also think that you can be very good at running and bicycling just by being very, very stubborn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Troy's stubbornness will make him good at that
tortoise
stuff.
in the hare.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, there are people, Troy, out there that are saying outside of bicycling and running, everything else you're completely washed.
Okay. I'm down for the challenge.
This is all your own doing.
It's all my doing, and I'm up for the challenge.
Yeah, he's fine with it.
All right.
Are we calling it the Deteftalon or the Dequanalon?
Dequanalon.
Okay, it's the Dequanalon.
No, Deteftaquan.
Deteftaquan.
Oh.
You're so good.
Thank you.
Deteftaquan. And we should probably wait on, we need to see if we can get some corporate sponsors involved in the Deteftaquan.
I'm sure Steven Singer's down.
100%. We need to figure out a real system. We need to figure out the games that we will be playing.
Maybe a diamond necklace for the winner.
Oh, that would be great. We'll have Hot Dog there as the ring girl to hold up the cards, to announce what events we're doing.
The clip-on tie.
I mean, honestly, I would love to do the Deteftaquan at like a minor league baseball stadium. Get some fans out
There's
there.
one in Staten Island.
Yeah.
Chomp sponsors.
Chomp sponsors. Yeah, the winner.
Hooters.
The winner. Hooter. Oh.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, the winner could throw like a cooler full of cheese sauce on their coach. Doug in Boston.
Good morning, boys and Danielle.
Good morning, Doug.
I just wanted to let everyone know that I think Troy would dominate at dodgeball, and I know what I'm talking about because I have a coworker who's athletic, and I drive a Honda Civic.
Thank you very much, Doug.
Good morning.
Good morning, indeed. Well, let's look into it. Travis, I'm going to assign you this. You're the producer about really making the Deteftaquan happen because.
I mean, Troy, you heard him. He's ready tomorrow. He can get a football.
Yeah, he can get a football. He knows where there's a Modell's. I just think it's an interesting dynamic because Troy's got... You have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
If you lost in every game...
He'd be like, see, I told you.
And you'd be like, yeah, I'm nerdy Travis. Everybody knows this.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
But if he loses even in one...
And he will.
It's a humiliation.
Yeah.
And I mean, those are the odds are.
But he would try to spin it. He'd be like, "Oh, fine."
He get shitty about it.
Yeah, you get real shitty.
He would get
real
shitty.
fast.
He would get shitty about it, but that's okay. That's fun too.
He'd blame it on his underwear.
He would. He'd be like, "You guys said I had to wear underwear, and I usually don't."
It's so constrictive.
Yeah. Yeah, we will have to figure out rules of engagement, of course, in advance, because we can't leave anything to chance. This has to be a skill-based competition. James in New Hampshire.
Morning, boys. I
Morning.
just figured we could kill two birds with one stone. Go with the old dunk tank. That way, if Troy can hit the target, we can just watch Travis sink.
That's right, because I can't swim.
You can't swim. Wouldn't it be great to see Travis drown in a dunk tank? Like we're just pounding. We're pounding on the outside, going, "Stand up, just stand." And you're like, you're crossing yourself, like, "Tell my daughter, oh my daughter, I love her."
Somebody jump in and help him.
Yeah, I can't lift him. How did he take on all this weight in water? Never seen anything like it. Oh.
I don't know how we got here. We were talking about Travis getting a glow up.
Which I'm still going to do.
But bro, if he beats you in the Deteftaquan, the confidence wave that he will get after that,
you're right.
That'll be a natural, it will lead him in. It'll be a life changer.
We'll shave a year off, maybe.
Yeah.
It'll only take 1 year.
I think so too.
Glow up.
Because he'll own his own skill. He'll love his body at that point.
Don't say that, because then Troy's going to be like, "No, let him win to help him with the glow up."
You're not going to let him win.
I might, just to help him out.
See, that's a way out.
Guy.
You're a good dude, but you might not.
We'll see.
We will be right back with Sam Roberts Show. We're back with Sam Roberts Show.
Things are changing on these airplanes, man. There's all new things that I have to worry about. And sometimes, and this is the danger, I think, of viral videos, that they may start making you paranoid. Like, Travis, I'm sure you're not less afraid of bees since it became such a hot topic on Instagram and Jim was sending you all those bee videos. You're probably more afraid of bees.
I was going to say, the correct answer would be much more.
Right, because you see the damage that can be done.
Yeah.
You see what happens when they start to swarm together.
See, they're everywhere.
Right, heights too. I go, I don't know why I'm so afraid of heights. And then I watch these heights videos of these Russians that are climbing thin poles. And I go, oh, No, I have every reason to be afraid of heights. That's terrifying. What's going on?
No, winter is my safe months.
Because the bees are dead.
Because the bees are dead.
Right,
or
they're making,
somewhere else.
They're hanging out in their hives, waiting.
If
and
there
they're
are any
planning.
bees in my walls, they're dead.
They're dead.
Yep.
But they're in their hives and they're planning.
You think they're planning?
100%. They're planning terror attacks. That's what they do all winter. They make honey and they go, yeah, we're going to make this honey. And the humans are going to love the honey. However, what they're going to hate is how we terrorize them every month that's warm. We're not going out in the cold. We're going to stay right here during the cold. They're very smart species. We're going to stay right here during the cold, but once it gets warm and the Joro spiders come out, which they warn us about the Joro spiders every summer, and the Joro spiders never come.
Are they the ones they're supposed to just drop from the sky and get in your face?
They're the parachute. They're the massive. They go, don't worry, they're harmless. They won't hurt you, except they're huge, like they're the size of your palm, and they parachute down. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the Allies dropping over Normandy.
That's right. That's right.
Been promising that for a while.
It's going to be propaganda pamphlets.
That's right. We're on our way.
They're coming. The lanternflies came. They warned us about that.
No, they did. They did. And now...
I feel like we fucked those bitches up, though.
Well, I tell you, I feel good about... I feel like I'm raising good American children, because every summer we find the spots that the spotted lanternflies like to hang out. And, I mean, my kids go to town on them. They go to town on them. I mean, just... murdering them by the dozen.
It's like whacking day.
Right. Right. But still, I mean,
But it is nice to be like, hey, listen, you want to kill some bugs? We are supposed to kill them.
You're allowed. These are the ones you're supposed to kill.
Yeah.
It's actually better for the earth if you kill these. I mean, it makes no difference whatsoever.
I don't know. I kind of felt like I saw less of them last year than I did the year before.
I saw trees that I thought were brown, and I realized it was because they were covered head to toe, root to top, in spotted lanternflies. It looks like...
That must be a Westchester
Maybe it's a Westchester thing. Westchester looks like Australia after frogs were introduced. They're just
Frogs?
everywhere. What were they called?
I call them Chaswazzers.
Chaswazzers. Yeah.
All right. Maybe they figured out that Staten Island,
There's just nothing there to get anyway.
No, I was going to say, we made sure to let them know that they're not welcome.
Well, they're not disgusting garbage bugs, so there's nothing to cling on to in Staten Island. They like a natural life,
Oh, okay.
Right.
Where
Paradise.
COVID started.
Well, yeah, we did COVID too. Yeah, and by the way, interesting new theories about the origin of COVID. Huh? Well, we'll get there.
Don't tell Colbert.
No.
Anyway,
we did. We told him. He knew. But so the new viral video that I'm worried about is how this plane ride for me could easily become a plane ride from hell. This video, I mean, it's 7 seconds, but it's enough. You just look at this video and all you see, it's somebody sitting in coach. We're all crammed back there together in coach, and is spanning the entire plane, and all you see, men, women, children, and we'll tweet this video out. What is it? Sam Roberts SXM is the
That's right.
tag. Men, women, and children, all sitting in their seats, all with their noses covered by their shirts. Which, I mean, this is third grade stuff. This is not the way as an adult you'd think, oh, I'm traveling through the air. This is how I should be traveling. You would never think, but... And then you listen, and you hear the desperation, and you hear the voices, and you hear... This is war footage. You hear what's going on and what these people are going through, and I think when you get the audio, you'll get a sense of what a hard time they're all having.
Whoever is farting, don't fart, please. Smells bad.
I mean, the desperation, the pure...
who's going to say something? I have to say something.
Yeah.
I get it.
The pure and utter desperation in that man's voice, because normally you hear these airplane videos and somebody's losing their shit, somebody's going crazy, somebody's yelling, somebody's screaming, whoever's back there is not real. It's something about airplane travel brings out the absolute worst in everybody. Like, if you've got an ounce of crazy in you, there is nothing like an airline to bring it out. But I feel like here, the farting problem going on whatever plane this was has gotten so bad that this gentleman is like, I can't even.
He had to speak for the people.
He's not only do you have to speak for the people, but it's like I'm not even mad anymore. I'm sad. The things that we're going through as a community, I just can't. I can't deal with it anymore. He's just saying, "Stop farting."
He's like the guy who said, "Let's roll" on Flight 93.
Right.
Someone's got to step up.
Someone has to, and he's saying it's not even like this one's not a personal attack.
No, I don't care who it is.
This is not like, hey, this is inappropriate. I'm not judging you. I'm telling you, it smells bad. Please stop farting, whoever it is. I don't care who it is, because it smells bad.
A lot of the comments I did read are reverting to the age-old rule.
Oh, wow. Okay. This is huge.
I didn't see that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
but it makes sense.
And that's another reason why it's sometimes so difficult to speak up, because there is, and in my experience on this planet, 9 times out of 10, it's proven to be accurate that whoever smelt it did indeed dealt it.
That is the rule they're bringing up.
And the fact that nobody's saying a word, but this guy is looking around realizing he may not be the community leader we think he is. He may be trying to throw people, for lack of a better term, off the scent.
Oh, this is like the mole.
Yes, it is. This is Anderson Cooper. Should host a new reality game show called Who Farted on the Plane. Well, let's listen to his voice again. Now I want to hear, do you sense lies or desperation?
Whoever is farting, don't fart, please. It smells bad.
It's a good reason.
Yeah, no, his logic is there.
It's a good, but it may,
and I do like how okay, if we're gonna break this down, I do like that he at the end gave a reason.
Well, it's because it smells bad.
Yeah.
It's not the sound. It's not because we think you're a bad guy. It's not, hey, you ate something wrong. It's not, we're sick of you. It just smells bad. We don't dislike you as a person. It just smells bad, and we're all dealing with it.
Like he was like, well, if I say whoever's farting, please stop farting, they might say why.
Right, and I'll tell you why. It smells bad, and we're all dealing with it. That's why our shirts are above our noses.
Everyone's.
Okay, but it's the politest way I've ever heard anybody say, whoever it is, knock that shit off right now. Cut it out. And that does lend to the belief that this could be a smelt it, dealt it scenario. Because he may be trying to, under the guise of just trying to get somebody to stop farting, he may be trying to quell angers. You see the way he calms the situation?
Like, listen.
Right? He's like,
okay.
Hey guys, we're all dealing with this. Like, just whoever it is.
We're in this together.
Not me, by the way. Not me. That was not me. But whoever it is.
Not me.
Not me. Please stop. Only because it smells bad. I'm sure you're still a good person.
You're probably really cool.
You're probably cool. And by the way, not a smelt it, dealt it scenario. And also, the rest of you look just as guilty because I've heard whoever denied it supplied it. So if we want to play that
Hit him
game,
back with that.
we can play that game too. Because, and I'll say this for the record, doorknob. Okay? I'm going to throw a safety on this one, just in case. Wouldn't it be great at the end of that if he said, also, safety?
Would you like it if at the end of that clip you just heard off in the distance, doorknob?
You see that Indian guy? You just hear a click of the seatbelt, and he jumps out of his seat racing for a doorknob. We knew it was you! We knew it was you!
Only a guilty man.
No. I just ran for the doorknob just in... No.
Instinct.
We knew it was you, and we're each getting 2 free hits, regardless if you hit that doorknob or not. It's a plane. Damn it. What are you doing?
It's international law.
Yeah. This is, Doorknob rules apply only to our feet being on the ground, and we're in the skies right now. Is there an air marshal on here? The air marshal says, doorknob rules don't apply.
Doorknob,
By the way, that's a handle. Find a doorknob on a plane. I dare. It's all handles. It's all handles.
I hope this is normalizing saying something when people are farting, because that is so disgusting to deal with.
You've dealt with it?
Many times.
Yeah.
I mean, just literally like 2 days ago, I was in yoga and somebody kept farting in there. And you obviously can't say anything, but it's so rude to just keep farting.
But what are you going to do?
Yeah, go leave the yoga room and go take a shit.
Okay,
but you don't always, no, farts don't always mean you have to go to the bathroom.
Well, go in the bathroom and open your butt and let all the air come out.
I don't know if that's exactly how it works. I don't think it all gets compacted right at the very front. And
You're
then,
not a doctor, though.
I'm not a doctor. For the record, I am not. And by the way, this is not medical advice. I got to say that legally. This is not medical advice. But as a human who's lived a life, I don't think you could just open your butt and all the farts come out.
Sometimes you go sit on the toilet and let it come out.
That's bad advice.
And if you have a turd, let the
But
turd
if you're
come
in
out.
yoga, it's not a turd situation.
You can absolutely excuse yourself. Nobody's holding a gun to your head to stay in the room.
That's true.
No, I know that. But it's gas. It doesn't mean you have to go to the bathroom.
But does that mean that you have to let everybody in the yoga studio have to deal with your gas?
But isn't that
Maybe
part?
you're just so relaxed.
But that's what,
You're
isn't
yoga.
yoga like? Not only are you relaxed, but you're clenching the abdomen area. You're folding it over. Sometimes you don't have warning. It's not like you're sitting there knowing this is coming.
I
Sometimes
you get a waft of bad air. I get it. But when it's just repeated farts,
you're saying it's not the farting once is one thing, but over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Because then it takes you out of your peaceful Zen state.
I'm just livid. I'm frothing in anger in yoga, and that's not supposed to happen.
Well, the whole reason you're at yoga is not to be frothing.
Exactly.
So then maybe take a cue from this guy. Be the next one that stands up.
Yeah, but you know what? If you did that in yoga class, you'd hear me in the front row going, "We knew it was you. We know that was you."
I mean, all it takes is one guy to start the resistance, and then other people stand up.
That's why this guy's a hero.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Now you be like, you know what? I am also the hero. Well, and do it in an Indian accent if it'll make you feel better.
But you're saying this is like a French Revolution, like
yeah.
Except the French Revolution was followed by a reign of terror, and I feel like Troy would be that guy who'd be like, now no one may fart ever, and it's like this isn't what we wanted. This isn't what the revolution was all about.
You think he would instill a fascist dictatorship
That's what
in
happened.
the yoga studio?
People don't realize it. They start these political revolutions, and
For
they don't.
good.
They think it's for good, but sometimes the devil you know is a lot better than the devil you don't. And like, you know, these people, like the absolute power corrupts absolutely. Okay, and this is what they were talking about when they said that. Mainly farts. Like, if you all of a sudden, I would tell you 100%, if all of a sudden somebody like Troy had all that power where this worked, and now we have set the laws on gas or whatever it was, he would be a monster to deal with.
Yeah.
He would just come up with more laws now that he had this power. I mean, Mike, you're a history buff.
The sans culottes were not kind to the overly flatulent.
You see what I'm saying?
They were the first ones to the guillotine.
Exactly.
Marie Antoinette used to rip ass like crazy.
Right, and she said, well, let them eat my burps then.
Because of all the cake.
yeah, because of the cake. It was ice cream cake. Because now you also worry about sometimes, you know, excreting gas is a human thing.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it is as part of the human experience.
That's why I think Troy's being a little aggressive.
I do too. You have a body. Like part of me, the more I thought about this video, the more I was like, well, like,
no.
What if it ends up being me on the plane? Like you don't control.
It's not acceptable. Then you go to you excuse yourself. And go
what if the restrooms are in use?
Oh,
then
there's only two sometimes.
You stand in the aisle and wait till it's open.
You can't hold in farts like that. It's bad for you.
It is so beyond rude to keep farting around other people. It's just a rudeness and a selfishness that you just can't believe that anybody would have. And I get a little fart has to come out. Sometimes it happens.
Don't you go to yoga with no underwear on?
Okay, what yoga catches farts?
No, I'm just saying that that's also rude to have you in yoga shorts with no underwear on.
Nobody sees my genitalia.
so says you.
Nobody sees it.
Okay.
And everything needs to breathe and move.
Well, you probably got a lot of odor coming off of you. You don't understand or realize.
I wash my clothes regularly and I shower regularly.
Good. All right. Good.
And if I have to fart, I'll go excuse myself.
You will? What if it's multiple times and you just keep having to excuse yourself?
If it's one little thing, you just let the little poot out and then you go about your day. But if it's a continuing farting scenario, it's like
those are the worst scenarios.
And I get it. It happens. I understand it. I have gas a lot.
You do?
Sure. I love to fart. But
it doesn't sound like it.
No.
But I don't want to be rude to people around me.
I don't know. You come in here with diarrhea of the mouth all the time.
That's a good point.
I don't know if I buy that. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, see, you got people like Troy who I believe wouldn't have handled this well. And if I were to get on a plane and look, I had a bad day or whatever, I couldn't control maybe my gut health wasn't where I wanted it to be, Maybe I didn't have my probiotics, or maybe I had too many probiotics. All of a sudden, I'm getting people like Troy furious at me. And I don't mean for that to happen, but it is what it is.
And Troy's acting like everybody that does it is like so intentional.
That's what it is.
You can keep your sphincter closed and not let the farts out.
For hours?
To go to the bathroom and let the farts out in there.
But sometimes it's not just like I have them all at once. Sometimes it's a recurring problem. You mean like every 5 minutes to get up and go to the bathroom? That's insane.
People think you're a terrorist.
They would think that. They go like, what's he doing in there?
Well, there's a little like prep.
And then you would have to explain yourself to a flight attendant.
Wait. What's the prep?
There's prep that goes into before you go flying.
Go ahead.
You're flying today, right?
Yes.
All right, what are you doing? What the heck? That just went on its own.
Well, I want to hear it again.
So, obviously I don't drink a lot of water before I get on the flight.
What do you mean, obviously? People say you're supposed to hydrate when you get on flights.
Well, I don't fill it to the point where I'm going to have to be pissing 50 times. I understand that you're going to have to go up in the air, and it's going to be a while before you can take a leak. So
it's like 15 minutes.
So when they start, like, okay, we're going to start the pre-boarding, it's like, okay, I got to go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom, I pee.
Wait, you pee during pre-boarding, and then also still you're worried that by the time you are like taken off, like that will be too long before you have to go to the bathroom again?
Yes. Look, let's not act like people that we know don't have issues with bathroom problems.
Right.
So I have to make sure my bladder is empty.
Right.
If I have to poo, I'll go poo.
Okay, I have a question.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Okay, like I don't want to like.
This is we have a new intern. Her name's Danielle.
Hey guys, it's going to be a crazy first impression. I'm sure I don't want you to hate me, but
No, please.
I have done that. I do Pilates classes, and I have constipation issues.
Come on,
and
dude.
when I need to do it. So my question to you is like, are you okay with crop dusting?
Crop dusting is funny when it's like your friends, you're doing it with your friends.
Yeah.
But it's like,
But I think she's saying that, like, I think Danielle is like, listen, she's got gut issues, all right? And you're being prejudiced against that, which sucks for her, honestly.
And I'm sorry to hear about your gut issues.
It's okay. It's a new thing.
And I think you're saying, like, if you crop dust, then at least it's not all concentrated in one area.
Yeah.
So you're walking around the
yeah,
Pilates
like in
studio
the mall.
farting?
Okay, well now I'm not doing Pilates, but the crop dusting
They kicked her out.
typically is when you fart and then move away, so no one
that's
knows that
fine.
it could be you.
Yeah, that's fine.
So crop dusting, good.
I mean, it's, when you get a whiff, it's like, ugh.
Yes.
But when you have to sit next to somebody and they're repeatedly farting.
But
Yeah, well, I
Danielle,
only
when you
usually
crop
do it.
dust, though,
Yeah.
would you ever consider, like, is it venomous ever?
I was going to ask, is it a malicious?
Where you would crop dust, right, and go like, oh, another one's coming. Let me go back to the exact same place.
Oh,
and crop dust those motherfuckers
yeah,
again.
it really depends. Like I check my surroundings.
Right.
And this is crazy, but like when it's constipation, it's a certain smell sometimes, and it's the silent but deadly kind of thing. So you know it's going to be bad, but you walk.
I understand we're all human.
Can
it
you
happens.
But Troy, you imagine, Troy, you'd throw a fit. You'd throw a little hissy fit and talk about how impolite, and then somebody as
I'm so sorry.
unassuming as Danielle would be like, I'm so sorry, that was me. You'd feel like a shithead.
If she apologized, she's like, listen,
senior citizen
I'm
hissy
having a
fit.
problem. I'm having a problem with my guts. I'm so sorry.
But that's not for her to have to explain to someone like
you know what that is?
If she's
You know what
on
that
an
is?
airplane and putting her odor out
Yeah,
there,
that's different.
Then apparently you get to violate her HIPAA rights. Is that right? No. You get her medical history. She's got to explain herself to you.
she's violating my nostril
Yeah,
rights.
no, it's true. You have to assess the capacity. You know what I mean? I would never do it on a plane, but in a
What if you
big,
can help it?
Well, then
Danielle, is it unreasonable to say, excuse yourself?
no, yeah, no, that I understand that, and I do understand if you can go to the bathroom, but sometimes you're right, you can't go because you wait and wait and wait, and when a fart finally comes, you have to let it out.
Yeah. And
because
they're-
constipation just backs up and backs
Everybody
up.
knows that you can go. You have control of your sphincter, so you can go.
Not that kind of control.
You can let a little air out and then let it clear. Let a little air out.
You
let it
talk
clear.
all the time about how you have no control over it
He
anymore.
does the butt kegels. Troy does.
I have a pretty tight sphincter.
You do? Do you exercise it?
I do yoga. It tightens
Yeah.
everything up.
Oh. I don't know. I don't do yoga, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I don't have that kind of control. I don't have that kind of confidence to go like, no, I have full control.
You can't just let a little air out and then close it again, and then let a little air out and close it again. Like it has to be all the air that's built up in there. It has to all come out at once.
Well, I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's not predictable.
It's not predictable, is it?
It's not.
And sometimes you're like, oh, I'll just let a little out, and nobody will notice, and it makes a huge sound.
Yeah.
That's very embarrassing.
Well, I mean, for me, I've kind of mastered manipulating it so that there's no sound.
See? That's amazing.
And if I'm really not sure, then I'll really have to hold it in. But yeah, so for these Pilates, Zumba classes that I do, I just make sure that if people smell it, there's no way to know that it was me. So I feel bad. I do.
But you understand it's rude.
I do.
If you continuously
I really
fart
do.
the
No,
entire
I do.
Pilates class.
Yes, no. It's usually just one or two.
And people
but
are
I've totally
heavy
done
breathing to get their exercise in, and they have to breathe in your fart dust.
Yeah. Well, usually it goes away.
It does.
It's
You know?
more of a gas than a dust.
Well, if you crop dust.
No, I get what you're saying.
It's just the term.
Yeah, it's not actually dust.
It's not
I mean,
staying with physically.
there's actual fecal particles.
I mean, they're not visible.
No, but it's still particles.
Okay.
And that's going into your nose. It's going into your body. You have to breathe in other people's fecal dust.
It's not dust.
Fecal gas, whatever you want to call it.
Didn't somebody send an envelope full of that to the White House after 9/11?
They did. Yeah. Yeah. So when people realize, like, when you realize that people have realized it, Danielle, but you said you've mastered the craft so that they can't tell it's you.
Yes.
Do you then start making faces like, oh, I know who did that?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like I said, you read the room beforehand. So, like, also with workout classes, there's always bad smells at any given time. There's already sweat, there's already feet, there's already whatever. And for those classes, sometimes people are so focused on picking up the Zumba moves that it's like their brain can't even process that bad smell over there, and then it's gone.
Because they're concentrating so much on the Zumba moves.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I get that. So you're more of a denied it, supplied it person.
Yeah.
Then, okay.
Yeah, I have siblings, you know what I mean? I deny everything.
Good. That's smart. As long as, because there are other people around. Can you prove it was me? Because if you can't,
no,
it wasn't.
And so far, no one has ever brought it up. So
smart.
Yeah.
Smart. Well, I'm glad you shared that with us.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I really was like, wait, but he's talking about me. Like, I needed to give that.
Well, how does it feel to know that, like, this is how mad people get?
I
like, he's
figured.
furious.
No, I get it. I really do. But it's also like when you sit with constipation issues, that's an anger that I've never experienced anywhere else.
Because the physical pain, the discomfort?
Yeah, and just like going days and days with nothing. And if you don't fart, the gas backs up, and then you have even less of a chance of sitting on the toilet with success.
And this is a new thing? This is a new sensation?
Like in the last year or so.
That sucks.
It's never my issue, yeah.
And all of a
Nothing
sudden,
works.
you just have to deal with it.
Yep. So yeah, it's sorry, guys. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry you have to deal with this for like 5 minutes, like,
Or not even, maybe 10 seconds.
Right. Understand what I'm dealing with on a day-to-day basis.
Yep.
Sometimes it's not just 5 minutes. Sometimes it's an extended period of time.
She's dealing with constipation.
I'm just saying, on an airplane, you're
Yes,
dealing with
no, and I would never do that. I would never do it on a plane or a moving vehicle, like
or a
car.
movie theater is terrible.
Oh.
Now you're just naming places.
Places you have to be sitting next to strangers for an
No,
extended
but the
period
thing
of
about
time.
the movie is the seats, if you're going to the right one and the
Mm-hmm.
seats are cushioned enough, sometimes the cushion traps.
Just absorbs.
Yes.
And what's really good about it is the lights are out. So nobody can see who did it.
Yeah, blanket helps.
Right.
Stays under the blanket, really.
Right. Like
Don't lift the blanket.
So you'll bring a blanket and people go, is that for comfort? And you're like, it's more of a Dutch oven scenario.
Precisely. Never
Unless
said
you're
it.
at an Alamo and they can write down, hey, can someone please stop farting, and then hit the light.
Oh, yeah. You can't go to an Alamo because somebody's going to put up a card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
like Troy.
AMC is probably your spot. Mike in Michigan.
Yeah, hey Sam, what's up?
What's up, Mike?
Hey, well, first off, congrats to Danielle, your new co-host there.
Thank you.
I mean, this audition is going very, very well for her. I'm going to be 100% honest.
Also, real quick, before I got to defend Troy, but before, big old Libby from Portland that called in yesterday.
Yeah.
She talked about, loving everybody. She forgot to mention, if anybody's not doing anything on a Friday night, you need to check out a certain show called Stack Tap Live on YouTube. I highly recommend it.
By the way, I would recommend it as well. And by the way, like, big old Libby.
Talking about big fat Libby?
I'm talking about heavyset Libby, yeah. She called in yesterday with this, like, oh, Jim Norton said this, Jim Norton said that. I went back and listened to it. It was so grossly out of context and misinformed and panic-stricken. I was furious when I listened to it. I said, this is nothing like what she described on the air yesterday. Nothing like it.
Do you think someone misinterpreted it because they were drunk?
Is she a drinker?
Sounds like it.
Is that why she got so heavy?
Yeah, it's empty calories.
Oh, I guess so. All right, Mike, you wanted to defend...
Could be on heroin. In Portland.
I guess. I mean, geographically speaking, it is possible. I don't know how many people get fat on heroin. But Mike, you wanted to defend Troy.
Yes, man. Dude, the animals on airplanes these days, especially, holy shit. I remember when I was in the military flying from, I think it was from Italy back to the States, and oh my God, farting is one thing, but next to people that don't use deodorant, oh my God, it was, and then this dude kept getting up all the time to get in the overhead and was wearing a tank top. And just, you want to talk about crop dusting. Oh, it was fucking horrendous.
He's wearing a tank top on a plane?
Yeah, it just, oh, God. And then big, unshaved, hairy fucking European armpits. It was disgusting, man. But people need to...
Men in America also don't shave their armpits, generally speaking.
From time to time, they do, Sam. Jersey Shore summer's not far off.
Well, thank you, Mike. Mike from Michigan. Yeah, I guess you're right. If you're a gentleman who's shaving armpits, you better have a physique to show off. You know?
Confirmed.
Yes, okay. I'm okay with it then. Kramer in Pittsburgh.
Hey, guys, I just want to say a couple things, a couple comments and a question for Troy.
Yeah.
First thing is, I love Troy's his comment, Fart Dust. That's my new band name now.
Fart Dust.
It was going to be Farts and Coveralls, but I like Fart Dust a lot better. And this is way better than the Hollywood talk. This Fartgate's amazing. Fartgate's absolutely amazing. Now, my question is
this Kramer or Jim McCloy?
I'm sorry. My question for Troy is, how does he feel about concert farting as in a mosh pit? Is that legal, or what do you do in a mosh pit? Because you know you're not shitting in a bathroom at a concert.
Troy, you've been to many concerts. What do you do in a mosh pit?
Well, the concerts I usually attend to, they're metal, hardcore, so there's a lot of fat people, so there's a lot of poor diets, so farts kind of go with it.
You're right.
As well as BO, people smell bad, people reek of beer.
Mm-hmm. But
so,
if you're in a mosh pit,
you don't want to lose your spot.
That's right.
It's a sport.
And it just kind of goes with the territory. So unfortunately, yes, at some concerts, sometimes you have to smell flatulence, you have to smell BO. It goes with the experience.
All right, I'm all set.
Okay, good, Kramer. Good. I'm glad another satisfied customer. Yeah, I mean, I think that to complain about odors in a mosh pit is a little much. It's just a bunch of dudes slamming into each other. If you're like, man, I really enjoyed my time in the mosh pit, but I don't know. Some of those guys kind of stank. I think you're missing the point. You shave your pits before the summer, Mike?
Oh yeah,
Good for
even
you.
off season too.
You do.
If it starts getting out of, I don't like armpit hair is fucking weird.
Yeah,
just this wiry tuft hanging out between your arms. No thanks.
Good for you. Yeah. Good for you.
We will be right back with Sam Roberts Show.
Greetings and citations, fine shit.
Take a week, take two if you need it. I'd be like, what? No, miss me while I'm gone. And you guys did, and I appreciate it. Now, there were some that clearly don't even listen to the show